fixed, then I can be back to my normal self again, man. But
Awesome.
it is what it is. We go through these things as we get older, you know.
Yeah, dude. I understand. All right, we are
Plus, I don't
live.
think the near. I was just gonna say, I don't think the near 20 years of night shift have helped anything, you know.
Oh man, yeah, but I think it's got more to do with age too. Like me, I'm 36. Am I 30? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm 38.
36. I'm going on 37 next month, and I just saw my yearly doctor visit on Monday last week, right before I got sick, and everything looked good, but she's like, you gotta cut off the fatty foods. I'm like, but doctor, I've been eating this way all my life. She's like, well, you're getting old too. You know, you're getting fucking old. It's like shit, you know. So even just making small adjustments with food, it's makes a much bigger
Yeah,
deal.
I've actually had to do that myself, man. I was diagnosed with IBS not too long ago.
Oof.
I actually originally thought it was gluten intolerance, so I've already completely changed my diet.
Damn.
But yeah, the doctor ended up taking blood tests and stuff and just saying it was IBS. Um,
What's
but yeah,
IBS?
man, it's been the same for me pretty
Irritable
much.
bowel syndrome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the reason I thought I was gluten intolerant is because it seems to be, wheat-based stuff that upsets my stomach. So yeah, but according to the doctor, my blood work wasn't showing any signs of that, and it's IBS. So you deal with it, you know.
Yeah,
The diet, changing your diet, that's the hardest thing to get down, man.
yeah, it is big time. I'm just sharing it out, guys. Give me a minute. Hey, what up, hero? How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's up, Ola?
This game is Big Helmet Heroes. You will see some of it in a little bit, man. It's actually it looked very fun when I bought it. Well, it is very fun, but it's the reason I bought it. It just reminded me of a game I would play when I was a kid, or now that I'm a big ass kid. I was just at my grandma's house, or not my mom's house for my grandma's birthday, and my cousin's wife didn't know I play video games, and I was like, "You better throw some respect on my name. I got a YouTube channel, and I actually get like more than 5 viewers who listen to me." And she saw a screenshot of one of my videos. She's like, "Holy shit, you have that many games?" I was like, "Well, it's not even that many, really, but yeah, yeah." She's like, that's why you never want to come to these events because you're always stuck playing your fucking games. I'm like, no, I've always been
Yes.
like that. But two, yes, that's exactly why I don't want to fucking come family events. He's like, oh shit. She's like, now I know who makes the most money in the family. I'm like, dude, don't let this shit fool you. I go bargain hunting, okay? $10.
Oh, here, you were saying your birthday's next month. What, you a March baby? Yeah.
Who's a March baby?
You.
Oh no, it's this month, February.
Oh, I thought you said next month. Oh, mine's in March.
You're with my son. You and my son have the same month. So I can call you both my kids.
My daughter's in March too. She's 4 days after me.
Oh yeah, yeah, we were talking about it last time. You have a whole bunch of or between us, there's a lot of March people. Yeah, in my family, it's the September. September, dude. It's my mom, my sister, my niece, my fucking stepbrother, my other
My
aunt.
oldest daughter, she's September.
Yeah, we're just family got ripped apart from the ocean, retro, or by the ocean.
Shit. Mine's kind of spread between Well, most of it's based in Northern
Marcus,
Ireland.
come
In fact,
here.
both sides of my family is.
They're from where?
But Northern Ireland, Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Oh, okay.
That's where my family's from. But my dad and mom, when I was young, were running pubs,
Hmm.
and so they moved over to England to run some pubs, and yeah, that's kind of how I ended up in England.
Oh, so you don't live
But
in
yeah,
Northern Ireland?
I do, I do.
Well, you moved back or what?
Yeah, I moved back when I was 19.
Okay. Yeah, no, me, I'm Puerto Rican. I was born in Puerto Rico, came to the States when I was 5. Been here ever since. But since we're a U.S. territory, back and forth travel is extremely easy. You know, we don't need no special. Well, we're a citizen, so it's like traveling to Hawaii or Alaska or Florida or something like that.
Yeah.
Hero, you're Turkish? No, you're not, bro. You're Nigerian. Oh, he's snatch. Oh, well, we do have a couple people here now. Looks like Hero and RPG 88. Thank you for RPG. Thank you for showing up today. Appreciate you. And shout out to Henry, who I invited as well tonight, but he had to work, so he couldn't make it. But man, today's gonna be a good one, I think. I'm gonna go hard on PlayStation as I've been doing since the Pro came out, as you guys are aware, very aware. And they touched me in my special area and hurt my feelings yesterday, so we will talk about that today. And also, we have Mr. Retro, the family man gamer here, which is a privilege and an honor and awesome because I really like Retro. And Retro, I hope he likes me too. We
Wouldn't
also
be here if
have
it didn't.
that is true. We also have my co-host, Mr. Nelson Gaming Culture, who I asked on his YouTube video or YouTube short if his new special edition controller had a scratch in the middle, and he gave me the answer or the simple answer of no, which hurt my feelings because I would never just give a one-word answer to a friend. Secondly, or thirdly, we have Mr. RPG88, my other co-host of the Just Plain Live that we do on Tuesday evenings that nobody fucking watches because they hate us, here today with us. So thank you, gentlemen, for being here tonight. And let's get this party on the road. If you're not here, you're probably watching a football game. Retro, here we have a football game. Well, I know it's not the same football
It's
as you
fake football.
guys. Fake football,
Fake
yes.
football.
I agree with that. Fake football happens once a year. It's the big championship game. Attracts, what
The
is it?
Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl, yes. Over 100 million people watch it from all over the world.
50 the last couple of years.
150? Look at that. Fucking bumping up the numbers. Handball. Thank you, Hero. Handball. So we have a lot of fat Americans eating their fat fucking pizza and fat fucking wings, which sound amazing right now. Watching the big game. So they're probably not going to be watching us, but we do get a lot of return viewers on these episodes. So when you catch the replay, thank you for coming back and checking us out, even if it is after the big game. But the first thing I want to get out the way is let's start with Retro. Retro, how are you, man? What kind of games you been playing on lately? Let the people know.
Shit, man, I'm good, bro. What have I been playing? Well, Gran Turismo. That's always in rotation. I'm never not going to be playing that until the next one comes out. What else have I been doing? I've been running through the Resident Evils. So I went from 0 right the way through to currently on 7. So yeah, I've been working my way through them. What else did I finish there? Stellar Blade I finished.
Was that your first time finishing Stellar Blade?
Yeah.
What you think of it?
I loved it, man. I want more.
Yeah.
I can't. I really want. These Chinese games are fucking amazing.
That one's
So
Korean,
fun
but
to
yeah,
play.
China. Did you see
Their
where the wind meets?
artwork and just
China's taking
their
over. Fucking
design
US is gonna be
just
out of
brilliant.
business, dude.
It reminds me of classic action games, and I'm all here for it, man.
Yeah, me and RPG really loved Stellar Blade.
So good. What else? Shit. I'd need to look on my
I feel
list.
heart in
I
that
started
politics in
RoboCop.
Chinese games.
I started RoboCop.
Another good game.
Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think. Oh, I've been playing Need for Speed Hot Pursuit on and off as well. Me and a buddy of mine, Marlon, just going back and forth with times and stuff. So I've been doing that as well. Oh,
Nice.
and a shit ton of Quest VR stuff. I just recently got a Quest 3.
Hey, nice.
So I've been catching up on a load of that stuff. So
Did
yeah,
you
stuff like golfing, shooting, you
did you
know.
get the with the Quest 3, did you get the free game damn, what's it called?
Oh, yes, I haven't played it yet. It's the Batman game, Return to
Oh, you
Arkham or
got the
something like that.
bat. Damn, no. When I bought my Meta Quest 3 for my son last Christmas, not this last Christmas, but the previous one, we got a different one where it reminds me kind of like a Prince of Persia kind of game where you use magic and shit. That's the free one
Oh, all
that I
right.
got. I didn't get the Batman, but I want to buy the Batman, and I keep forgetting just because I don't play the Meta Quest 3 at all. Well, not really at all, because my son uses it, and I got the PSVR 2. But
Yeah.
what do you think about it so far?
I'm loving it, man. It's not as bright or as sharp as the PSVR 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the games aren't quite as pretty,
Mm-hmm.
but you've also got to take into account that it is its own headset. There is
Yeah.
no wires. It's
Yeah.
all built in. So for that, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with the amount of experiences on it because
Mm-hmm.
it's not just games, man. It's literally
Everything.
tourism, it's VR spaces, it's
Yeah.
theaters. So I'm loving that side of it.
And for all
Um,
the freaks out there, the hub.
yeah, yeah, there is some freaky shit on there.
Mm-hmm. Did you get the? Because when I bought mine, I bought like the top of the line one, the one that has like 500 and is it 500? It's like 512
Yeah,
gigs.
512, 512,
Um,
yeah.
but they just redid one for like the holidays this last, Black Friday, Christmas that came around where it was like $300, but the design's a little bit different. I think they cut down on some of the specs. Where
Oh yes, the 3S.
the 3S, which one did you get? Did you get that
Uh,
normal?
yeah, I got the normal one.
Okay.
Um, but I believe that the only real difference with the 3S is the screen. So the lenses are different. Um, they're more like the PSVR lenses instead of the pancake lenses.
Mm-hmm.
And the field of view is a little bit smaller from what I remember looking into.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, internals and everything else, they're exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, you get the same graphics and they run the same.
When they did
But I
that
ended up picking up. Go on.
when they did that promo for this last holiday, because here in the States they were doing, you got that plus a $50 gift card. If you bought it from
Hmm.
Amazon, you got a $50 Amazon gift card. If you bought it from Target, you got a $50 Target gift card. I was recommending that motherfucker out there, dude. I was like, this is a fucking buy, because it was, I think, $350, I believe it was, or something around there. I was like, this is a buy.
Yeah.
Because look, I'm a huge fan of the PlayStation VR. I'm a huge fan. Like even now, I'm looking at buying a game for it, physical, Behemoth, which came out back in November, December, digitally. But I
Yeah,
want
I've
my
heard nothing
physical.
but good things about that.
Yeah, very good things. So I've been itching to play it, and it finally came out physical. But I'm kind of waiting to payday and shit. I buy a lot of games, so I'm
Yeah.
like I'm pacing myself here because I just bought a Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance. So I'm like, shit, every time I want to buy it is another game. Besides the point, but the MetaQuest 3, like you said, it's more than just a gaming. It's a whole other thing, like the tourism stuff. You can do social media on there. Watching movies. It's specifically made for all that. So it's just when you talk about a complete entertainment system, it's the closest thing I've seen to like the PS2 when it first came out. Like it's just amazing. But
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off there.
Nah, it's all good, bro. It's conversation. It's meant to flow.
So yeah, make
But
sure you check out
yeah,
that Batman. Let us know about it.
yeah, I will, man. As soon as I get a chance to sit down and punch some air.
Cool.
I'm trying to think of what else I'd need to turn on because um my my extracurricular activities affects my fucking memory, man. I'm not even joking.
I'm the
My
same, dude.
short-term memory is shot.
So is mine.
But I'll turn my portal on, and then I'll be able to look.
All right. Well,
That's another. Have you got a portal yourself yet?
a what?
A portal.
A Portal. Yeah, yeah. I got a couple. I got the PS 30th anniversary edition one, and I got the regular white one.
Oh no, I did. I could not get my hands on that limited edition one, man. I wanted one of them so bad. That colorway is brilliant looking.
I honestly bought it to resell it, but I might just keep it. I don't know yet. But yeah, I mean, I stare at it every day. If you see my YouTube videos, you'll see it in almost all of them because I got it at the top of my game collection. But yeah, I was lucky enough to get the Slim 30th edition, which is still packed in a box. I got an extra. I got three controllers total. One that I did open, one that I gave to Nelson because he couldn't get one. Basically, because Nelson's lazy. He just wants it to be at fucking Target when he walks in and jumps on his dick and he buys it, you know? So I helped him out with that.
I'm sleeping, man.
Hey, oh, sorry. Will doesn't sleep. Will doesn't fucking fuck. Will doesn't do nothing.
Not
Will
when the
just,
shit goes on sale in the morning. I get home at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning.
dude, when the shit came live, I was in front of a customer. I was like, my alarm went off. I was like, I'll be right back. I just got up and left. I see he's just standing there like, what the fuck? I gotta get back to work, dude. Like, I was like, dude, you don't even fucking understand. Okay, I'm gonna give you 15% off whatever the fuck you're buying, except for that over there, because I can't discount that. But just give me a second. I just walked up and left. But yes, I have a Portal. I'm sorry, I went on a tangent there. Did you buy one finally or what?
Oh yeah, I've had a portal for a while now, man.
Oh,
I
you had
love it.
one?
Yeah, I use it quite a bit, man. But you know yourself, kids' TVs, you can never get to them, so it just made a lot of sense. Oh, Ninja Gaiden was the other one I forgot about. I just finished that.
Me too. I just
My
finished it
first
Thursday.
playthrough. Really enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, I got positives and negatives about that game, but we can talk about that during the show. Well, now you guys know what Retro been doing. Let's
Yeah.
RPG. RPG. I really love you and you just don't love me back. Please tell the people why you hate me and let them know what you've been playing.
Because you're a whiny bitch. That's all. That there
It's
is
like
about it.
Okay, but
everything.
that's not enough. Jeez. Okay,
But
whatever.
I've been playing, Call of Duty and a little bit of the Monster Hunter Wilds beta when I can. But right now, that's really been about it. Waiting on Split Fiction, which is coming next month, I think.
March, yes, March 6th.
Oh, March 6th, yeah. But yeah, that's the big one I'm waiting for besides Wilds. But yeah, I was
RPG.
trying to knock out COD before Wilds gets here.
Tell the people where they can see Split Fiction. Day one. Tell
They
them where.
they can see it here, or well, on your channel. But
That's
yeah, we're gonna do a live stream as soon as I get home.
me too.
So about 4 o'clock that afternoon on the 6th.
Well, we'll push it up a little bit because I get off work at 4 and I still got to cook dinner and shit. But yeah, around 5 o'clock, 5 to 6 o'clock,
On
which will give RPG just enough time to fucking beat halfway through the game and forget about me like he always does. So
pretty much,
perfect.
yeah.
So Call of Duty and Monster Hunter Wilds. What else have you? That's it. You've been playing on that.
That's really been about it.
No Kingdom Come for
Oh,
you.
I've been playing. I did play a little bit of Kingdom Come. It's a good game. I like it, but it's just not hitting the spot for me right now.
Okay.
And it's probably because I got too many irons in the fire. So it's a game that I think demands all of your attention.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I agree.
it's just I don't have the attention to give it, so it's not even going to be worth. Like, I'm not gonna if I start playing it, I'm not really going to pay attention to what's going on. My mind's going to something else, whether it be the phone or another game. So I'm just like, I'm gonna put this thing on the back burner. I'll hit it when it gets in a dry spell later this year. Usually between late summer and uh, September, November area. That's pretty much a dry spell right there.
Yeah, I agree with what you
That's
said
probably when I'll
about
get into it.
Kingdom Come. I mean, I haven't played it not for that reason. Because I actually was gonna take this weekend to play that game completely. I even moved shit around to make it happen, but I will talk about that during our PlayStation Network outage section because all that evolves into my PlayStation is dead to me. And then finally, or what's up, Henry? How you doing, bro? Hope you're having a good time at work. I know that you can only have so much good time at work, but hope we can help you
I
out.
am an old man, all right, Henry? Old man at heart.
Yeah. Yes. We find last but not least, we have my co-host, Mr. Nelson Gaming Culture, who I think doesn't like me, but not as or hates me, but not as much as RPG, depending on the day of the week. Mr. Nelson,
Whiny bitch.
what what dude, I need a lot of validation, okay? I'm worse than a fucking chick. I need you to tell me I look
Trust me,
pretty
I
in my
know.
dress. I need, like my perfume smell nice, all that.
Yeah, I give my wife less attention.
Yes, I need it. I need you to like all my posts. I need you to touch my nipples. I need all that. Mr. Nelson Gaming Culture, my co-host, is finally be able to reunite after being off last week. Mr. Nelson and I were sick. Terrible time. Sounds like Nelson got better faster than me because he was trying to eat pizza and shit. I wasn't even thinking about eating anything that day. So, Nelson, explain to us the amount of gaming you've been able to get in, because I know you've been working your ass off, and what kind of games, all that stuff.
Helldivers, Gran Turismo, and Banishers.
You still haven't fucking beaten Banishers, dude. What
It's
the
an
fuck?
Ubisoft game, man.
It's not a Ubi. Don't disrespect them like that.
You did not do all the side shit.
I did
got
a
lot left
lot.
to do. You didn't do them all. It's the same
Yo, I
shit
might be
over and
going
over, but I
crazy,
want all
don't
the
think his
equipment.
audio's coming through for us, you know.
Hmm? Say what?
Hello?
Retro said, "Fuck you. I'm not repeating myself." Oh, maybe Nelson just left. Are you guys still there?
Yeah,
here.
I'm still here.
Okay. There he is.
Any
Nelson.
any
Hey.
better?
There you are. Yeah, you're here. We heard you. We were hearing you.
Oh, okay.
So Banishers, you're trying to do all of it. I didn't do all of it. I'll admit that.
I like the equipment. I like getting equipment, but it people talk about budgets. You could have cut half that shit out because it's just rinse and repeat the same types of things over and over and over. But if you want the equipment, I mean, at least they don't make you pay for it.
When
But
you beat
fuck.
it, Nelson, we should actually do a small mini state of game and actually discuss it and give our opinions about it and go over everything if you like. Because I love that game. I think that game should get more I don't know, talking about a little bit. I think more people should check it out, especially now that it's cheaper. So Banishers, Helldivers, and what was the other one?
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. So those are the
Except
three
Saturday.
games.
The goat.
Plus Saturday.
Except Saturday.
Oh, okay, except Saturday. So those are the three.
I was
If-
playing Banishers on Saturday.
If you were to guess how much time you got left on Banishers, I know it's hard. How much would you say you have left
I
on
have
that
no
thing?
idea because a lot of it I spend running around trying to find this and that.
Okay. Well, moving on to Will. I have been gaming a good amount. Actually, not as much as I normally am, but I did finish Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Remaster, was it a remaster, right? Or remake?
You fucker, give me that pot of gold.
On Thursday.
I'd call it more just a reskin.
Yeah, reskin. I mean, the game looks nice. It looks really, really nice. It still has some of those clanky controls. The camera sucks ass, but
Yeah, the camera's dog shit.
yeah, it's just complete dog shit. I made me almost want to quit it a couple times. The only reason I didn't is because I thought the game was like 10 chapters long, and I was like at chapter 6, and I was like, oh, I might as well just do it. Till I fucking got to chapter 10, and I'm like, how come I'm not close? And then I Google it was like 16, 17 chapters. I was like, fucking, I'm already at chapter 10. I might as well finish it now. And also, my Game Pass expires, I think, next week or 2 weeks from now. Basically, right before Avowed comes out. Which I did my timing terrible. My timing, because I bought a 3-month Game Pass thingy from Woot.com for like $28, and my game plan originally was to get it so I can time it so I can play Stalker, Indiana Jones, and Avowed. Well, I splooged too early, and now I won't be able to check out Avowed, but I might just redo another month, or if I can buy another 3-month thingy for 20 some bucks from here till it expires, I'll do that. But so I beat that. I also play some Deep Rock Galactic with RPG88 on Tuesday for our Just Playing Live, which is our weekly show where me and RPG pick a game that we play. Anybody can join us, anybody from the channel, any viewer, subscriber, doesn't matter. You can hang out with us. And we had a special guest this week. We had my son, Retro was there. Thank you, Retro, for checking us out. And that was part of the reason why my PlayStation Network problem was bigger than what most people went through, but we'll get into that. So we played some of that. I played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Day one, I played about 3 hours of that, and I planned on playing more this weekend. Obviously, that didn't work out, but I'm with RPG. I think that it's a game you have to devote 100% of your time, 100% of your attention to get the most out of it. And it's the same thing the reviewers have been saying as well, such as Maddie Plays, such as Skill Up. They've all said the same thing, that this is a game that you have to devote the time to. And it's a phenomenal game. I mean, people are calling it Gotti already, and I can definitely see that. And also, I've been playing Tales of Iron 2 a little bit, only a little bit, because the PlayStation Network happened, and boop, there went my availability to play the game. So I just beat, also because of the PlayStation Network, I went back and beat Halo Reach, which is probably one of my favorite Halo games out of all of them. I mean, every time I play it, I'm like, this is the game. This is my favorite one. Then I play Halo 2 and Halo 3. Then I kind of put Reach to the back of my mind a little bit. And then the one that really, I think, when I tell people this, they get confused. But I really, really love it. And I think it's in my top 3 of Halos, which is Halo 3 ODST. I think the music in that game is better than the music and the gameplay in some other games. I mean, the music is such a vibe in that game. But so that's what I've been playing this week. And I am looking forward to Split Fiction as well. That is probably my number one. I haven't checked out none of the Monster Hunter. I played a little bit of that first beta that we had a couple months ago, and it's just not for me. I just don't have the patience to learn the fighting and the team play and all that stuff. I just don't. I'm not a multiplayer kind of guy. I will play Helldivers just because it's a PvE and it's a fun ass fucking game, man. It's just a really fun game, but. Now that we went around the table, we kind of discussed what everybody's playing, what everybody's been doing. Let's get into our first topic of the oh fuck, we didn't tell you about our topics. Today we're going to be talking about the Wonder Woman game, WB games. We're going to talk a little bit about Tencent and the small percentage that PC gamers really affect their bottom dollar, or their how much they sell. We're also going to talk about the PlayStation Network, and we're going to talk about Kingdom Come Deliverance 3 or 2. But the first topic that we are going to talk about tonight is going to be the Wonder Woman video game that we all saw when it got announced. What was it? 2021, I think it was. WB. Hold up, I'm going to pull a fucking professional YouTuber move here and pull up the article. Here in this channel, we don't normally read articles because I think it's fucking boring and stupid. And if you can't just talk to people about shit, then what the fuck are you doing podcasting? But today, we're going to pull that sucker out so everybody knows what is happening and we can get all of our opinions. So the article that I have here is from PC Gamers, and the reason I picked this one is because it talks about 2 games. It talks about the upcoming Batman game and then also the Wonder Woman game as well. So let's just go ahead and read this real quick. I'll zoom past it and then we'll get into it. It's been a bad year for Warner Bros. Games, and the immediate future is not especially rosy. The good news out of the Warner Bros. Games, according to the new Bloomberg report, is that after the flop of Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Rocksteady Studio is looking to make a new single-player Batman game. The bad news, however, is pretty much everything else. It's been a rough year for Warner. Hogwarts Legacy was a huge success, but the multiplayer Harry Potter game or Quidditch Champion hasn't added up to much. There are currently just 90 people playing it on Steam. While Multiverse fizzled out quickly and recently halted development, the Suicide Squad also tanked badly, threw in the towel after just the 1 year post-launch content. Those failures cost a lot of money. In 2024, Warner announced $100 million loss due to the underperforming release, primarily Multiverses this quarter, which landed on top of a $200 million loss driven by the failure of Suicide Squad. The future is not much brighter, according to the Bloomberg report. Sources say the company has already put more than $100 million into the Wonder Woman game announced in 2021, but it was reportedly rebooted and given a new director early in 2024 and remains years away from release, if it makes it to release at all, apparently. Even that's not certainty at this point. WB Games Montreal had apparently hoped to work on a major update to Gotham Knights, another superhero flop, but were told no. The studio eventually began work on the game based on The Flash, but that was scraped after the 2023 film bombed at the box office. The one clear bright spot amidst all this confusion is that Rocksteady, having tried its hand in the live service shooter genre with Suicide Squad, is now looking to return to the work it's known for. Rocksteady earned acclaim for its single-player Batman Arkham games, and as a side note, each of the Arkham games, the most recent of which is nearly 10 years old, currently has a higher concurrent player count on Steam than Suicide Squad, but the ambition is years away from fruition. So we will leave it at that. That's all we really need to know. Um, but the first question from this article here, and I'm so thankful that I got, three awesome gamers in here, because we've all talked about Suicide Squad before, but in hindsight, now that it's been over a year since the game came out, do you think the way that Suicide Squad got treated and punished, do you think that was warranted? Retro, we'll start with you. Do you think it deserved that criticism? Do you think that the game was that bad?
Um, I'll be honest with you, it never held my attention to begin with. It wasn't something I was looking forward to. It didn't look like my type of game. Now, to be fair, I would usually just stay away, but I did decide to try it because it came out to the PS Plus. Um, I wasn't overly impressed. I mean, presentation-wise, it looks great. The voice actors are good. Um, getting around the city and stuff is quite interesting with the different characters. Um, but I don't know. It was missing something, man. I don't know. It just didn't grab me. Like the Batman games, they grabbed me, man, and they held on. This game just wasn't able to do it, and I don't know whether it was the characters, the story. I'm not really sure what it was. It just didn't land with me, bro.
Yeah. It was the same thing for me, but for me, it was a little bit different purposes. It was campaign. I mean, the game does have a campaign, but it's not. I just don't like these games where it's in live service, open
Yeah,
world
yeah.
with single player campaign missions, or that are option, that you can play as single player but not really designed for single player. Like to me that just defeats the point. But it did have some pretty good voice acting. The character designs, I mean, I didn't really give too much up. I didn't really care about the design too much, but it did the job. You know what I mean? Sure, it wasn't the Harley Quinn that most people know and love, and sure, I think what's the name of the shark dude?
Freeze was a fucking
Mr.
giant
Freeze
lesbian chick.
was a woman, and like the shark using a freaking machine gun or a shot, whatever gun he had. It's like it kind of took us out a little bit out of that. But yeah, no, I agree. What about you, Nelson? Do you think they went too hard on that game, or did you even play it or anything like that?
I only played the beta. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, you're playing as these characters that don't use guns, and you just run with guns. It's like, it was meant to be a different game, but it was like, hey, we own these properties. Let's just throw this shit in there and try to make something. It didn't make a lot of sense.
What about you, RPG?
I never played it, never wanted to play it, had no interest in the game.
Okay. Well, I did buy the game when it hit like $13 in the PlayStation Store, and I honestly believe that 10, 12, $13 it's okay money to spend on it. I think the shooting feels really good in the game. So if you like shooters, I think that for 12, $13 is definitely worth it just to have in your library as, one of those games where you're like, oh, you know what? I feel like playing a shooter and I don't really know what to play. Throw that thing in, spend, 20, 30 minutes in there at a time and you'll get your money's worth in no time. But besides that, it's be wary. There are other gamers who did enjoy it. I mean, Josh Ayers, who is part of Thrifty's Discord,
Channel.
and also he follows me on Twitter. He liked it. I think Wara may have liked it as well. So there's a couple guys that kind of did like it, but yeah, it was they should have just stuck to what they've done best, And I think that's a topic of discussion that we can kind of get into while talking about the Wonder Woman or WB, because I've been noticing this a lot lately, where these games just take such a long time to make, and I understand that sometimes they have to try to do some new shit. But is it feasible for a developer who's made a certain type of game to all of a sudden do the complete opposite? Is this feasible, Retro?
Yes,
Okay.
to a certain extent, and depending on the developer, but yes.
Is it recommended?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's not that it's not recommended, but it has to make sense to the product. Like they try turning the kind of popularity of their DC stuff into separate IPs and expected everybody just to go along with it, you know what I mean? Whereas that's not what people wanted. People wanted more epic single player stories in those universes. But then on the flip of the coin, you could look at something like Gran Turismo that was traditionally an single player game. And then they completely flipped the script with sport and just went fully online enabled live service, and it worked. It landed for them, and then they were able to then roll that back into their more single player orientated designs for GT7, and now they've got a good mix of the two. So it's certainly possible for developers to kind of pivot from what they would normally do, but it has to make sense within the product. Online racing makes sense within Gran Turismo because that's what Gran Turismo is about. The competition with others, getting better, getting faster, and getting challenged by faster people. So it made sense. But yeah, I don't think it's a good idea for every developer. Same thing with Naughty Dog. They struggled, didn't they? They tried doing the whole live service and realized just how much work was going to be involved and how much it was going to change.
They kept letting it get too big. It was like,
yep, 100% with you. But it just goes to show you that sometimes even just the execution can be wrong. The idea could be great, but the execution just wrong.
Well, another
if you
thing
don't have the experience, I think it's hard to scope for it, because if you want a really big live service game, you're gonna need fucking 1,000, 2,000 fucking people, and it's not very realistic.
It's gotta be a constant upkeep, man.
Well, another thing that Naughty Dog
turn a game mode into an actual full game. There's game modes for a reason.
Well, another thing that Naughty Dog had that I don't think Rocksteady had at all is that Naughty Dog actually had a successful multiplayer. With
yeah, that's true.
So they had a formula they can go off at least, where Rocksteady didn't have anything. You saw the brilliance. You can see the brilliance in their work in Suicide Squad, right? So like the polishedness of it, the shooting felt great. Some of the writing was really, really awesome. The way they made Batman seem fucking menacing in the beginning. Like some of these things are some really good points, and that you can tell, okay, these people know what the fuck they're doing. I just think that they got put in a position to do something that they quite didn't really know how to do, or two, wanted to do. But that would be a question for them and ask them, right? What about you, RPG? I already asked you. No, I didn't. Do you think it's feasible for developers to go completely left field and try to do something they've never done before?
Yeah, I would say so, because we've kind of seen that to a certain extent. and that is with Guerrilla Games with Horizon and Killzone. Or no, not. I'm sorry. That was it was Guerrilla Games. They did that
Yeah.
with Horizon and was
And
it Killzone?
Killzone. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, I'm right. But
Yeah, but
they're
remember,
they're kind of like two polar opposites. You know, like you got your FPS and then you got your RPG third person story narrative style, and then you got your first person story narrative style shooter. So it's kind of off base, but it's not when you're looking at in the live service aspect, not quite. So there's nothing wrong with going in a live service direction, but you have to build. You can't just get halfway there like Naughty Dog did, and then decide to just rip the rug going, oh, well, we can't do this.
You kept looking, and it get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like, how the hell are we gonna maintain this?
Yeah, we don't have heart. We don't have the drive to do this. We thought this was gonna be like a half pivot. This is gonna be a full pivot, and it's a bunch of time. It's a bunch of money wasted. And I hope to see something like the work that they did with Assassins make it into the third game at some point. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'd rather have a game that they put time and money into get canceled and not have a bad shadow on it as far as launching and looking like crap and grading like crap, than and not launching at all, because nothing is better than that.
well, remember that with Gorilla, yeah, they did it. But another thing Gorilla also did is they put the shit up for a vote. The whole company voted on the new IP. The whole company, it was a process on how they came about this game. It wasn't just something that upper management came down and said, hey, we're going to do something new. This is exactly what we're going to do because this is what's going to make us the most money. It wasn't like that at all. It was actually, hey, we should do something new. So let's put it up to the employees, right? The people who are going to actually be making this stuff to see what they want to do, how they want to do it. And it was a long process before they finally landed on Horizon. And even then, they were going to quit in the beginning, right? They didn't, things weren't coming together. Things were looking generic. On top of that, there was another game that released at the time that looked just like Horizon, what they were doing. But they were confident in their abilities. They knew what type of work they can do, and thankfully they did. And they came out with Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Which is one of the best stories of sci-fi in the world, in my opinion, right? I just love how they did that story. But yeah, it all depends. But I think for not just developers, but anybody in general, I think you just have to really, one, know where your capabilities are, right? What you're good at, what you're not good at. And also, we all know we got to do this for the money, right? We're all hookers at the end of the day. We all do stuff for money that we may not want to do and do stuff for money that we love to do. But we really have to be realistic with ourselves and not just get blinded by the possibility of making a shit ton of money, which is, I think, one of the biggest problems that these developers and publishers have. What about you, Nelson? Do you think that developers can just go ahead and do a complete 180 or a 359, right? Because 360 would be a complete circle. A 359 and just stop right there and do something completely different just because?
I think you can do it, but you have to have a scale that's manageable.
Yeah.
Like fucking Suicide Squad took what, like 8 years, 9 years?
Yeah. Well, it was 10 years
Something
before their last Batman game, so.
Like Anthem, like they started making that. The first 4 years of the development was trying to figure out what the hell they were making.
Yeah, and they built the game in 18 months.
Yeah. Which, if they would have had 5 years of actual development in that game from day one, that would be the best fucking live service game ever made.
Yeah, Anthem, it was such a great idea on paper. It was just the process of building the game and everything that came after.
Pretty impressive what they did in 14 months, though. I'm not gonna lie.
No. Yeah, it was a great looking game. It just didn't have anything.
It didn't have the content
of the book.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it. They built the cover of the book front and back, but there was just really not a whole lot of story in between the covers. not enough content. Not enough anything
End game
yeah.
stuff. It took like 3 months for them to even put in what do you call it? Like not a blitz, but what they call them in Destiny.
The dungeon.
Kinda, yeah. Where you went and fought the big spider and shit like that or whatever. It took like 3 months to get in the first endgame mission in raid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like fuck.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a fucking party pooper, but I just dislike live service so much. There's just so much of it out there. None of it's really original ideas, and you don't have to be original, but it has to be good. And I just don't see much of it. And I just think going from highly acclaimed game like Batman, the Arkham games, to fucking a Suicide Squad game, like they could have done so much with the Suicide Squad IP, and they just completely fucking fumbled it. And I don't think it was a developer's fault. I think it was the fucking publisher. I think it was WB who wanted to kind of do what Sony's been doing, which is, hey, we got movies out, the IP's, culturally relevant, so let's go ahead and come out with this live service game to get the most amount of money. And I think that was just their biggest fucking mistake. And I think many more companies are going to be making the same fucking mistake. I think PlayStation is making that mistake right now. I think that WB made that mistake, and now it's hurting the company as a whole. So I don't know. That's just me.
Chasing.
Yeah, trend chasing, just your typical shit.
And if you trend chase, the trend's eventually going to get old, and everybody's going to leave the trend, and then you're going to be behind on the new trend.
Yeah. Why was Helldivers fucking successful? Because it was original.
Yeah, because nobody else was doing it. Not COD, not Gears of War. Gears of War had been a couple years old, but not like GTA 5, not Apex, not any of these big, multiplayer live service games were doing what Helldivers was doing.
Well, not just that, Helldivers was passionate about what they were doing. These fucking guys weren't. They wanted to make this game.
They were going out there and they were doing something different. And when you played it, every time that you played it, it was a different outcome. It wasn't so, story based as far as like, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. It was kind of like, well, we're just going to throw you in the map, and it's up to you guys to get the mission done. And if you kill each other and delete all your respawns, that's on you. And it was like you were playing a Michael Bay film the entire 20 minutes to 40 minutes you were in the game. It was just explosions and catastrophe the entire time. And whether you were dying or you were succeeding, you were having a good time. You were having a blast. And that's what we all have experienced in that game.
That game's a fucking riot.
It is. It's a great time. I cannot boot up Helldivers with any one of you or any randoms and have a bad time at that game.
Yeah. And, just something I want to lay out real quick for those of you guys that may not be business savvy or don't deal with business as much. When we talk about profitability in video games, I'm going to give you an example. At most companies I've worked for, every year they do a budget. And this budget will do a lot of different things. One is basically the financials for the company for the year, right? How much they're going to spend to just pay the bills, right? Just to maintain, right? How much it costs to turn the lights on every day, how much employees cost, how much, just all the vacation time, just like your base level bullshit. Then they have how much they need to make in order to be profitable, right? So on top of the base layer, how much money they need to make in order to not just maintain but grow as a business. Then they have another layer of profitability of how much they need to make in order to reinvest into the business so they can keep growing and keep expanding. A lot of companies tend to go by year over year numbers. So for example, if you did 1 million last year, excuse me, if you did 1 million last year, they might say we want to do 1.5 million this year because 1 million will give us the exact same results as last year. Plus, this extra 500,000 will let us invest and expand 10% more or something like that. The problem really comes into play is that once you make, let's say, 1.2 million, right? You didn't hit that 1.5 million number that you originally set out. They call it a failure. Well, it's not really a failure because you still made the million that you're supposed to make, plus you made $200,000. But in a lot of instances, what they do is, but because they budget for 1.5 million, they already spent the 500,000 without even fucking making it. So now they're in the hole 300,000 because they only made 1.2. So now you start to see, wait a minute, they made more money than last year. Why the fuck are they talking about they're in the hole? Well, it's because they fucking spent it. They went out and they hired more people. They opened up more locations. They fucking added an additional level to this game that maybe they shouldn't have, but they fucking did. So that creates problems. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because with games like Suicide Squad, where yes, it didn't make the money because they just invested way too much into it, there is still a level of, if they would have budgeted the game realistically, they wouldn't be in the dire situation financially that they are right now. And now they're going to have to figure out how to keep the employees that were working on that game and other games to go back and make something that the gamers actually want so they can get back on board with their financials. And it's going to become very difficult. And while you guys were talking, I kept reading on this article, and we actually have quotes from the CEO who just resigned. And I just want to read this to you guys so you can understand what I'm talking about. He says here, it will take 2 to 3 years to rebuild, reset to levels we want to be at, Perret says. But the bounce back is immediate as far as going from loss making to profitability. So there, he says the bounce back is going to be quick, going from a loss to a profit, because now they're able to adjust the amount of money they're spending versus what they budgeted themselves for. He continues on by saying, so there's a light of hope for fans of the Arkham games that maybe lessons have been learned and some proper new bad action will be enhanced someday. It's no guarantee, of course. Recall that EA Arts' Andrew Wilson very recently indicated after the failure of Dragon Age, the Veilguard to meet expectations, not a flop, okay, right? Just not as big numbers as the C-suite wanted. That live service games are what people really
What are you
want.
talking about? That was a massive flop.
It was. And did you just listen to what I said? He said live service games are what people really want. So not only is he saying, yeah, the numbers were good, it's just not what we wanted, and we finally realized that live service is exactly what people want. Because of his shitty fucking game that they made, they think that the problem that the game had was that it was not a live service game. Their original idea is that it was a single player game. That was the thing that hurt the game. Imagine that. But these CEOs are just so out of touch. They talk to each other so fucking much that they forget what gamers actually want. The first CEO for WB, he had it on the money when he said, we have learned some lessons and some new proper bad action will be enhanced someday. Not someday. The next fucking game will be a Batman game because they need to start making some fucking money again. So I just find it interesting how two CEOs with two similar fucking problems, one is saying the right thing as he's fucking leaving, right? Because it's either you fucking leave or you're getting fired, and he's not going to deal with the public humiliation of getting fired. So he's just going to quit. And the other one who still has a fucking job saying, yeah, we fucked up. We made it into a single player game when what the gamers really want out there is a live service game. So you see the two contrasts, one that is out the door who sees reality, one that is still in the fucking club who just can't fucking see their wrongdoing. So with that being said, Wonder Woman, I've been working at that game for 4 years, $100 million in, and they are nowhere near fucking even being close to showing anything, let alone releasing this game. Should they just get rid of the Wonder Woman game, the Wonder Woman IP, start fresh, or should they continue working at this with this IP? And would you want to see a Wonder Woman game?
I personally wasn't all that interested in Wonder Woman. I mean, it seems a shame to do all that work for it not to come out. But at the same time, it wouldn't bother me either way.
Okay. What about you, Nelson? Should they stop working on Wonder Woman, or should they just focus on something else completely?
Fuck if I know. I would just make them do remakes of fucking Batman until they get some money back and actually have your pre-development team plan this out a little bit better, so you're not just fucking spinning your wheels.
Well, as a gamer, what would you want to see?
My Batman remakes, bitch.
So you want remakes,
Yes, always.
not a new Batman IP.
No.
Okay. What about you, Retro? Or I mean, RPG.
I'd say kill the Wonder Woman game. It's too far in development. It's been too long with nothing to show for it. Get rid of it. It's a bad idea.
Well, any
What
other
they
game
need-
is gonna be starting
they-
fresh at too. So
That's fine. Let's go with a solid idea. Who owns WB? Just WB by itself?
Yeah.
Okay. So just kill the Wonder Woman. There are already talks about making a new Batman IP. Awesome. If they're gonna make a new Arkham game, let the Arkham Batman people make the Arkham Batman game. Who is the second big DC character in the DC universe?
see, I disagree with all three of you guys.
Superman. Make a Superman game.
Well, that is another one. Yes, I agree with the Superman. I
Start fresh on a brand new Superman game. Build that shit for the next 6 years. You make an Arkham Batman game. You drop it in 3 to 4 years.
well, that's not gonna
Even if
happen.
it's even if it's a small Arkham game. Let's say it's Arkham Batman Beyond. We start out the whole series, after you complete the Arkham Knight game, you know how that one ends, you know where it's going. Make the Batman Beyond Arkham game, and then in 6, 7 years from now, you put out the big Superman game. And it's full, full open world style combat.
Yeah, I don't.
That's what I would want to see.
The reason
don't
I-
see the live service working for them.
Yeah, no, they should definitely stay away from live service. But the reason that I disagree is because I really don't think it matters what the fuck they do as far as what IP they're gonna go with next. It doesn't fucking matter. If they're gonna go in there with the same fucking attitude that they did with fucking Suicide Squad, fucking Wonder Woman, fucking Quidditch. The Quidditch one is a little bit different though. I think they really dropped the ball by dropping that game a fucking 2 years later. They should have dropped that fucking game alongside Hogwarts Legacy, and they should have gave it the Hogwarts Legacy fucking treatment. The way that it looks, the art style, the whole 9 yards. They fucking did this fucking anime, fucking arcade bullshit, and it fucking failed. They could have done the arcade thing, but the way that Hogwarts looked, and it would have done fucking numbers. That's what people fucking want. We have a PS5, we have the Pro, we have a Series X. These things got power. Let's fucking put these games and give them the power they need to be able to run in these consoles.
No,
But
it should have been a 2-year Hogwarts Legacy DLC expansion. Is what it
yes,
should
that too, anything. But they went with this new shit that sucks. But with the whole thing, look, I would like a Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman's fucking badass. I think she's cool. I think she's powerful. She's got the whip. I mean, there's a lot of things that she has that I like. But it's all on how they're performed. And they're just like 1 foot. Yeah, that too. But there's just 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out, and that's what is fucking ruining it for them. Like they keep making these single player games, but with the mentality of live service. Or they start the game out as live service, and then halfway through they change their fucking mind, and then they go with the single player route, but then you still have so much component in there that is a live service, formula that, like look at Gotham Knights. Look at how they fucking had all those perks and, all these upgrades laid out. Like that's a live service fucking thing. And that throws me off. Like I don't know when to really upgrade my suit or to upgrade my suit. I just do it because the number's higher. I don't read anything. I don't fucking scavenge for anything in specific. I don't try to make my armor or weapon anything original from me. I just do it because one number is higher than the other. And another thing that I think that really ruined that game is the 30 frames per second. It got a ton of bad press. And even though the hardcore gamer isn't the majority and the hardcore gamer isn't gonna save or fail your game, we do have the speaking power. We do have the marketing power. And if you get the hardcore gamer on board, they're gonna fucking sell the shit out of this game for you, which is something that all these developers should be working on and focusing on is the hardcore gamer. You're not gonna get the money from us, right? Because there's not enough of us out there. But what you will get is that fucking word of mouth. You will get the Twitter fingers going. You will get everything you need to get the word out that this is the game that people should buy. And we've seen this over and over and over again. But as far as the Wonder Woman thing goes, man, it doesn't fucking matter if they do a Batman game or a Wonder Woman game, because if they do a live service Batman game, yeah, people are gonna check it out because it's Batman. But then it's gonna fucking fail. It's just that simple. They're gonna put a fucking 9mm 9mm in Batman's hand. He's gonna go out there shooting fucking bad guys because that's how they know how to do live service, and it doesn't fucking matter, and it's gonna fail, and we're gonna be right back to the conversation we're having today. Besides that, anything else you guys want to talk about the Wonder Woman or WB as a whole?
Yeah.
With Sony, with Sony pushing the live service aspect of games, and then basically shitting the bed all except for Helldiver 2. Sony needs to go by each one of these first party studios that they own, get a poll of said people in each one of these studios, and go, hey, who wants to work on single player shit? Who wants to work on live service shit? Okay, everybody that wants to work on live service shit, we're going to take you, we're going to drop you in your own entire studio. And that's going to be who's going to be in charge of building the next live service game for Sony. And stop this crossbreeding of these studios building, for 1 second, they're building first party games, and then first party single player games, and then the next second they're building live service games. Stop that shit. You're confusing your studios. You're getting too much work and not enough product for your said work. So make a whole separate studio, or even if you need to do 2 separate studios, you want to spread your bets on which one's going to work, and go that route. And stop this cross-pollination bullshit.
Well, I partly agree and partly disagree with you because one, they're still employees, so you do whatever the fuck I say. But two, yes, you're right, and I would take it a step further. How about you do a complete game, like Ghost of Tsushima, like Space Marine, and build off that, build off the reception from the gamers. If you're seeing that gamers are spending a ton of time, Nelson, what's the name of the PvE stuff on Ghost Legends? If you see that your
You get
gamers,
people to love the lore of the game,
yes,
the lore of the person, the lore of the character, the lore of everything in the game. And yes, you can build a live aspect game off of that. But tasking a first party studio that makes single player games and telling them that they're gonna just make a live service game out of fucking nowhere, you're not gonna get anywhere.
yeah, it's the same argument I had with Concord. Concord, it had no nothing. It was just, here's a fucking shooter, go at it. And that was a huge fucking mistake. Instead of doing that fucking anime weekly show they were planning on doing, they could have just fucking done a little 6-7 hour campaign to get people excited about the lore and the characters, and the whole character design thing would have went off way better than what it fucking did.
I will give it up to that studio that was in charge of Concord. They made a solid game as far as how it played.
They did a shit job. The game failed.
Nah, see, I don't agree. I'm not even a fan of first-person shooters, but like control-wise and the way the weapons and stuff felt, it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't. It was top of the notch. It was that Sony first studio quality.
Nah, but this is the thing. I don't think it was the gameplay itself that let it down. I think it was everything around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too full with other games that put their hook a little bit better than Concord did. Everything was.
I mean, it was never going to land for me regardless, because I really don't enjoy first-person shooters.
Well, that's who we are.
I played 3 rounds. I'm a live service person. I played 3 rounds. I'm good, and I walked away from it.
Well, that's who we are.
So
that's who.
So it didn't appeal to gamers like me and it didn't appeal to gamers like you that it was supposed to. It was never, it was never
But
gonna hit, was it?
I'm just saying, you know, as far as how the game played and how the game ran, surprisingly for a game that wasn't ever really going to take off and wasn't ever really going to last and wasn't really going to do anything, it still ran and played fairly good. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that the
I
game
agree with
has the legs that fucking across the continent, but I'm not saying that the legs on it were dog shit.
Yeah, but unfortunately, a game isn't just gameplay. That's not the world we live in. So the game, it was like you guys are saying, it was phenomenal. It was a solid. I mean, fuck, my very first match, I won and I did really well and I enjoyed myself. But that's all I played was 2 matches. I didn't play much more than that. And why? Because it's a live service game. I was gonna get tired of it after fucking 20 minutes any fucking way. And I think that's the majority of fucking PlayStation gamers. I mean, look, let's just be
That's
real.
the minority, actually, because that's all they play.
No, if you're talking about the gamers that play single player games, we
We're
go
the
to
minority.
PlayStation.
We are
I
the
understand
very
that,
minority.
We're
but
the
we are.
gross minority.
I understand that, but within that minority, we're the fucking ones. We're the fucking ones buying the 10 millions of Ghost and the 20 millions of fucking Last of Us. It's us. Everybody else owns a PlayStation because their friend plays Fortnite on PlayStation, so I'm gonna get a fucking PlayStation to play with them. That's the majority. But we are the ones that are spending the 20 million copies to make these games successful. And if you're not appeasing to us, the marketers, who the fuck are you going to get? You're going to get the other fucking 90% of the casuals to just go all in on a fucking no-name IP, no-name game just because Sony made it? No, it failed. Then you charge $40 on top of it.
I was glad they charged $40 if that did last, because I didn't want that shit to be free to play.
Yeah, me too. Fuck
No,
them.
I played that shit fucking beta.
I was all about that $40, but I didn't want the game. That's the problem.
No.
I played that shit beta. I played 3 rounds of the beta, and I was like, I'm good.
If I don't get charged any money, I know they're gonna take it out of my ass. So.
And I played the Marvel Rivals game, and that's another game that's got decent fucking gameplay. That it has good legs on it. I just have no fucking interest in it. The only thing that it really has going good for it is it's fucking free to play.
But RPG, tell the people what game you play every day.
I play COD.
See? So you're not going to get a COD player to just drop COD and not invest in
not.
COD and invest in your brand new fucking live service game. You're just not.
But
so you're going to have to do something
also,
completely different in order to make that happen. And even then, it's going to be a struggle.
Also, you're not going to get some studio out there that's going to make a quote-unquote COD killer. The only thing that's going to kill COD is COD itself. The only thing that's going to kill GTA itself. The only thing that's going to kill Fortnite is Fortnite itself. These things are too big to be destroyed by something else. They can only be destroyed within. And COD is on its way there right now with Microsoft running the realm.
Honestly, I don't give a shit about live service. It could all fucking burn, go to hell. I don't give a fuck. Next topic. Unless anybody else has anything to talk about. Retro, you good?
Nah, I'm good, man.
All right. Sorry I got agitated. I fucking live service can suck my fucking dick.
Say it with your chest, man.
Suck my fucking dick. Hey, you know what else can suck my dick? PC. Let's talk about that. PC only accounts for 8% of Take-Two's overall revenue. What? So for you guys that don't know, go ahead.
That's why GTA's coming to console first.
Oh yeah, that's been the plan. It's always been the plan, baby. The question really is how long is going to take Tencent to say let's get off our ass and put it on PC? So this information came from their investors meeting, which happened last week, and I have an article for that. Look at me being all professional. Nelson, do you want to read this article?
I don't have it up.
Oh yeah, you're playing video games while Will's working. That's cool. There's been much debate over Take-Two and Rockstar Games' practices of prioritizing console gaming. Despite the overall growth of the PC platform in recent years, titles like the Red Dead Redemption Remaster were released much later on PC than on console. Similarly, GTA 6 is set to be skipping PC in 2025. disappointing the millions of active gamers on this platform. Fuck off. Go buy a PS5 or Xbox. As of shocking, the article didn't said that. I said that. As shocking as this decision may be, a new report highlights exactly why Take-Two prioritizes console above everything else. The publisher's latest revenue figures highlights that PC gaming accounts for just 8% of all earnings. Why it matters? Fans still believe the decision to limit GTA 6 to PS5 and Xbox Series SX at release is unwise. Oh, okay, what fans? You're talking about the PC fans, the guys that bootleg games and don't buy games and only account for 8% of the earnings? We don't take those guys serious. This report shows otherwise and explains Rockstar's game's approach. Okay, I'm looking at the graph and it doesn't show otherwise. It shows that mobile gaming and console is the moneymakers here. In specific, mobile gaming in the last 2 years. 2023, mobile gaming pulled in 2.5 billion. Console gaming pulled in 2.1. 2024, console pulled in 2.15, so about 30 million less than 2023. And then mobile pulled in 5.3, about 100 million more. But if we go back further than that, in 2022, mobile pulled in 405 million. Console pulled in 2.4. The 2021 console pulled in 2.6. Mobile pulled in 300. And then 2020 console pulled in 2.1. And then mobile pulled in about 100. And in between all those years, PC in 2020 did 600 million. 21 they did 617 million. 22 they did 563 million. 2023 they did 602 million. 2024 they did 425. So they went down from all years. Does that surprise anybody here? Retro, does that surprise you?
Nah, not really.
Now explain to me
Not really.
why do you think that PC gamers are saying that GTA or Rockstar is losing out if they don't put this game out on PC day one like they do with the consoles?
No idea, because there's no data to back up what they're claiming.
Yeah, exactly. Now, do you
It's,
think
it's it,
Rockstar should put it on PC at all? Do you think the development cost to put it over there is worth it?
well, I mean, it must be at some point along the line. It must be worth it. Um, but I just don't think that the money's in it
Instead of
compared to
billions
consoles.
is worth it.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't. Maybe over its lifetime, yeah, maybe. Um, but yeah, it's just clearly they know where their bread's buttered, and so they're gonna work towards that first. But they have numbers we don't have, so they're gonna be able to make decisions. Like, they don't make these decisions for no reason. Do you know what I mean? Because technically, it doesn't really benefit Rockstar not to have it on PC. Do you know what I mean?
They've
Yeah.
always
Because
done console
yeah,
first
yeah,
because that's where they
they
get the
have.
bulk of the money.
Yeah, 100%. Um, so yeah, I think it's just sour grapes at this point, man.
I mean, like right now, I have a list pulled up of the top selling, not the top played, but the top selling games on Steam right now. Number one is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Number two is Sid Meier's Civilization 7. Number three, Monster Hunter Wilds. And then you know what's number four? Counter Strike. Number five, Marvel Rival. Number six, Helldivers, Destiny 2, The Sims 4, Warframe, NBA, Call of Duty, Path of Exile, Spider-Man 2, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, War Thunder, Baldur's Gate, No Man's Sky, Tom Clancy, The Siege, Rust, Warzone, Yu-Gi-Oh, Sworn and Shrouded, okay, blah blah. It's the same fucking list every fucking year. The only thing that changes here is the new game, Kingdom Come and Sid Meier's Civilization and Monster Hunter, right? But
And
it's the
then and
same
that'll be
exact
gone
shit,
next week.
and that will be gone next fucking week. What about you, Nelson? Do you share your disdain with PC gamers as much as I do, or do
I
you
don't give
think
a
that
fuck
they're
about them. I
heavenly
don't care if
sent?
their games work or anything. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, me neither. What about you, RPG? What do you think about this?
I want to know why their game doesn't sell worth the fuck over on PC.
Nothing
That's a
sells
big
on a
thing.
PC.
Nothing sells on
unless
PC.
That why is that? Is that because people are buying it, or is
they
that
only
because
play the
people
online
are
games
fucking
and then the
pirating it?
space games and the fucking what do you call it,
Well,
medieval games. That's
well,
about it.
it's not that.
Well,
Let's be real here.
are they
PC.
selling?
No. The
Are
thing is,
are they being pirated?
no. They sell. PC games sell, but the PC games that are selling are games that you wouldn't expect to sell. It's not like you throw a big
They're weird
marketing
gamers.
put. They're one. I should have looked the report, but fuck it. This what is this information for you, the listener, right now? This podcast isn't going to be accurate. A lot of this shit is our fucking opinion. We are not fucking professionals. We don't have stats or shit in front of us. We're just shooting off the hip. So if some information is incorrect, please, I apologize. Correct us if we're wrong, if you know the answer. But I was reading an article a couple days ago about this shit, and it's saying that the average dollar amount spent by PC gamers is something like $17 in comparison to console, where it's like double or triple that amount. And maybe I'm wrong with that $17 number, but the double or triple the amount, I'm like 90% sure that's accurate. It's either double or triple the amount, which means that the PC gamer is buying games that are way less expensive. And also, they're very varied. So, PC games do sell. It's just weird fucking games that would never make it on console. Shit that we would consider shovelware. Shit that we will never even know about if it was available on console because we would just be like, oh, some dude in his basement fucking made this. Which is why some dude in a basement loves making PC games because they tend to have more success over there. Just because it's such a wide net that they cast out. You know what I'm saying? There's over a billion PCs on this planet, where there's only a couple 100 million consoles in comparison. So
You
yes,
want to
they
know
do
one of the
sell
secrets to games that sell good on PC? They got to be able to run on a fucking goddamn Motorola phone.
on a fucking calculator.
That's why, like, oh, how not many people bought Spider-Man 2? Well, only like fucking 10% of people who have a PC can run the motherfucker too.
Yeah, yeah.
But then they'll get on Reddit and they'll bitch because their fucking piece of shit
Yeah, they're
$800
fucking
Walmart PC can't fucking run
is
a
overheating.
Spider-Man 2 because they're running this shit off of a fucking 1080 from 2012
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I
and run that bitch in the highest setting.
You know what's the real reason I hate PC players? And it's not even them. It's why the fuck do they get to pay $10 less than I do on games? That's my fucking problem with it.
Why? Because they'll just steal it.
Yeah, I get that, but that's not my fucking problem. You know, not only do I gotta pay for internet, they do too, but then I gotta pay for PS Plus or I gotta pay for fucking Game Pass in order to have access to fucking play the game. Like it's just bullshit. And then they pay $10 cheaper. Fuck them. Well, Rockstar, you do what you want to do, but we know that you're going to put it on console first because that's where the fucking money is. And you should. You should get your fucking money. If you're investing billions of dollars to make this game, and other games like it, then you should get rewarded for that fucking hard work. If it's good, you're going to make a fortune. If it sucks, you're still going to make a fortune because you're Rockstar. But now people are going to be very worried. I'm not worried because they've been making games for decades now, and their product is always fucking good. It always works. It always, I don't want to say polished because there's been some
That's one of the
things.
big reasons they don't do it on PC right away. They want a fucking good product.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
because if they put it on PC, the PC guys are going to fucking destroy it.
Yeah, they're gonna
if it
mod
is
the
not
fuck out of it.
Pristine.
Yeah, that's another thing. Fucking PC is the reason why we have digital licensing and all that shit because they fucking hack everything.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I was watching or listening to Mooch's podcast from this week. Was it Friday? I don't know. I think Fridays. Yeah.
Yeah, Friday. Friday night at 6, I believe.
So
As soon as the Switch 2 comes out, within
night.
fucking 3 days, someone will have that shit hacked. Like fucking
yeah.
these fucking people.
So I don't listen to podcasts like that anymore, or none of these other YouTubers, but I did catch a little bit of it. And guess who I listened to? Death Singer, my guy, the PC fucking hero over there. But he said something that really pissed me the fuck off. Of course PC is elite and all that. That's normal. But he said,
Will's quoting Death Singer. Oh god.
No, but he said, and I when I was listening to it, I'm like, dude, are you fucking high? But I'm gonna let you guys know what he said, and you let me know what you think. But he said that um, the reason that GTA 6 is gonna be at 30 frames per second on console is because the scope of the game is too big, and console doesn't have enough memory to handle the game. What do you guys have to say about that? Let's start with you, Retro.
I've said right from day as soon as a new Pro was definitely coming. I've said from the jump it's going to be 60 on the Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I fully believe it's got more. I honestly believe there's going to be a 60 mode on the PlayStation and Xbox Series X
So you don't
at
think?
some point. Maybe not a launch for the normal consoles, but I think at some point they will get it worked out. But I think the Pro's gonna have a 60 at launch.
So you don't think that Rockstar made this game with current
Why?
gen hardware in mind?
I I just believe that they know what they're at, and I don't believe they're going to deliver us a game that's not optimized, man. They know it. Like they can't fuck this up. You
Wait,
know what
why
I mean?
can't
They
it be?
can't.
Why can't it be optimized and run at 60?
But that's what I'm saying. I do believe that it's going to be optimized. Maybe not for the base consoles at launch, but I do believe they'll get there. I don't think it's going to stay a 30. I don't think it's going to stay a 30 frames a second game.
But why do you think it'll come out at 30?
It's just my guess that maybe they're gonna have to drop resolutions, or I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not even sure that it will launch without a 60. I don't know. I don't know what Rockstar's plans are, man.
Okay,
But I do
interesting.
believe, like the people that are saying there's not enough power in the consoles, I think there is, man.
Yeah, I think there is too, and I agree. I'm not sure if it'll come out at 30 or what. And shout out to Death Singer. I'm not
But
saying
I
that
but
question was stupid or anything.
I'm just basing that on the last game where they brought it out for next gen, and then it was months after we got an update for the higher resolutions,
Yeah, but
the
that
higher
was during
frame
the
rates and stuff.
PS4
Where
gen, right? PS4 couldn't
yeah,
even run
yeah,
60.
but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just basing it on that kind of
Mm,
that. They're not going to bring it out and then just stop working on it. There'll be updates and stuff.
I think that. Well, let me pass it, Nelson. What do you think? Do you think that they'll put a game out that's going to be optimized with the current gen hardware and power, and it'll run at 60, or do you think that they can't do 60? It'll be at 30.
I think that's really hard to say because it's really going to depend on their upgraded engine and what it relies on. Because look at Dragon's Dogma, we didn't get 60 on that until
Oh yeah, but they're not Rockstar. They don't have the
yeah, but their engine is a
prestige.
lot more fucking demanding than fucking that one too.
Yeah, but Rockstar also has the numbers and the money. I guess my question here is, and like I said earlier, and by the way, all you new listeners, thank you for coming in tonight. Appreciate you. My question is here is because PS4, PS3, PS2, shit, PS1, Rockstar has always put out a game of the time, meaning it took advantage of the hardware, it ran very well, and it was at the top performance for its era. Why are we thinking that that's not going to happen now? Nelson said engine. Retro is kind of just guessing because he doesn't know. RPG, what about you? And by the way,
I have
none of
no
us
idea
know.
how demanding the new engine is going to be. That's the thing. I really don't.
RPG? No, RPG is gone. I just don't. I've always said this. I give benefit of the doubt when it's due, right?
I'm
And
back. I'm
oh,
back.
you're back. RPG, what do you think?
About GTA 6
Now you sound
launching
way
at
better, by the
30.
way. I don't know what you did, but you sound really good.
I had to reset my headphone, my headset. But as far as it launching at 30 or 60, I think with the bad taste that people get in their mouth with 30 anymore, because 30 FPS is a bad taste in the mouth. Nobody wants to talk about it when these games get put out.
I'll give you bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, 30. They don't want to say anything if there's a questionable. Is it going to be 30? Is it going to be 60? Rockstar is not going to come out and they're not going to put out a game at 30 FPS unless it is 30 FPS and 4K. And that's on the base consoles. So we're talking about the PS5 base, we're talking about the Xbox
The best
Series
console.
X, and fuck off with the Series S. I don't even think that some bitch is going to be able to run it, but I will be very
I
surprised
think
to
I
see
think that they
that.
focus more on the S than they did on the X because
Oh
they have
yeah,
to. It's
I
got the
mean
numbers.
it's because it does have the numbers, but God help you if you're going to play, if you've been waiting what 13, 14 fucking years to play GTA 5 or GTA 6,
If you think
and you're
Kingdom
going
Come
to
looks like ass on fucking Series S, you just wait.
play fucking GTA
Fucking
6
blurry
on the
mess.
Series S over a PS5 base or a PS5 Pro, fucking God help you. But I think with the PS5 Pro, we're going to get something around 60 FPS at a 1440p resolution. Whether or not that's going to be upscaled from 1440 to 4K, or if it's going to be upscaled from 1080 to 1440p. I do not see anything on the PS5 Pro going to be lower than a locked 60.
Interesting. Interesting. That's an interesting take, RPG, because I kind of agree with a little bit of what everybody's saying here. I agree with Retro, right? That we just don't fucking know. But the base, it's obviously 30. So the game being so big and so many different things happening at the same time in the game does take a lot of computing power. And yes, these consoles are very strong, but there's still only so much they can do. So 30 seems to be a safe bet. So I agree with Retro with that aspect. I also agree with Nelson, the engine. This engine they're working with, who knows what the capabilities are? We just don't
The
know much about
Ragens
it.
is always a really, really demanding. Like getting 30 last gen was hard. You had to have a 2080 to get 60 frames
Hmm.
on their last engine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with Nelson with that aspect too. But I also say, yeah, but they've also now have close to a decade experience with that engine. They have the money to invest in
I'm
and
sure it's a new
making.
engine because this game's gonna be going for the next fucking 20 years. So
It doesn't matter. They still have the experience. They've been working on it for a while and they have the money. And I also agree a little bit with RPG in regards to, yeah, people are expecting 60. We are spending the money on the hardware. The hardware is capable. There's a lot you can do with the hardware. And just to go back to what Hero said here in the chat, he said, we are thinking the game is more advanced than our current tech. It's not going to be, in my opinion. And I agree with Hero there too. I don't think they're going to make a game that's so out of scope with what we currently have to make it so future proof that it's going to be running at 30 because they can't do anything higher than that. I don't think that's the case. I think what Retro said earlier, where they're just going to keep doing updates, as I think that's 1,000% accurate. And I think that what we get may not be their best, but it will be serviceable. But I also don't think it'll be the 30 that people think it will be. And just to catch up on the chat real quick, uh, going back, Hero said, if games fell with the hardcore, they usually fell with the mass market. I agree with that, Hero. I think so as well. I think the hardcore is the market, the voice for the market. He says even Astrobot might get multiplayer treatment. Hey, they may. Sony's fucking thirsty, bro. Um, the minority buy the single player games. Yes, by minority we mean 10 to 20 fucking million people. That's a shit ton of games sold. Let's see, RPG. That's you. Henry says we still think we're getting this game this year, huh? Well, he
those
said
other 80 million spent a lot on those fucking skins though.
they do,
There's
but
actually more in skins than on full purchase game sales.
remember, if the 80 million are spending $1 per skin or for a skin, that's 80
There's like
million dollars.
$20. Mostly
Yeah,
these guys like
when's the last time you bought a
I'm
fucking
I'm
skin,
just
Will?
I know I don't. That's why I'm saying. But let's just say that as a
Soldier Rev tallied up just on Fortnite. He's got $3,000 into Fortnite.
yeah, that's fucking stupid. Um, no, but I'm just saying if they're spending $1 for a skin, which I know they're not, it's fucking like $49.99 for a horse skin on fucking Diablo. Um, we're spending 70 for the game and 10 million of it, or 15 million of it or 20 million of it. So, I mean, the numbers are pretty fucking compelling for single players. But Henry, yes, we think it will come out this year because the CEO himself said that they're very comfortable with what they have as far as date goes. So we'll see. Of course, that can change, but I think it'll be out this year by fall.
I think to get onto that with Henry, I think the GTA 5 or not GTA 5, the GTA 6 story mode will launch this year.
Oh, that's all I care about. What are you guys talking about?
The online
Oh,
mode
fuck
and
that
everything
shit.
else,
That can lick my
that's
fucking
coming later.
nuts. That can
That's
suck
all
my
coming
dick
later.
too. Fuck that weak ass shit. I hope that shit never comes out, but I know it will.
But
It's what they makes them the money.
all that online shit, I believe that's coming out later, sometime in
So
2026,
weak.
possibly with the PC launch, but probably it's going to be a little bit before the PC launch, just so they can work some bugs out.
I'm getting
But I think
agitated just by hearing
mainly
live
just
service.
the fucking story.
It better be. That's all I care about. That's all I would like to play from GTA. I don't give a fuck about stealing your fucking coins to go buy a fucking whatever the fuck you do in live service GTA. Anything else you guys want to talk about GTA before I blow my fucking nipples talking about live service?
Hey, Will.
Yeah.
Live service.
Oh God, I almost had an aneurysm. PlayStation Network, boys. Main topic of the evening. I know Nelson had a great time with the fucking service being down. Retro had a fucking awesome time with the service being down. RPG had an orgasm with the service being down. And of course, Will had a terrific time with the service being down. So over the weekend, or not over the weekend, but Friday night around 6 p.m., the PlayStation Network went down. PlayStation didn't say anything. We did get a tweet from Ask PlayStation saying that, here, I got a screenshot of it. Let me read exactly what that tweet said, because I found it to be awesome. Where the hell is it here?
Hey, our shit's broke. Come back later.
No, they didn't even say that, dude. It fucking... no, I don't have it. Damn
Some
it.
users may be experiencing troubles.
Yes, thank you. So,
corporate speak, horse shittery,
yeah.
fucking this and that.
So I love how they said some users, right? Instead of just, hey, the majority of fucking users are having issues.
Bitches.
But no, they just said, hey, some. And then the best part is they put the link to their fucking website that's ran by fucking other PlayStation gamers as a source on how to troubleshoot your fucking problems. Like if you actually had the choice to troubleshoot your fucking problems. But yeah, very heavy on the some, Henry. Some users, but we know it was a lot. It was the majority of people. Sure, there was some people that were unaffected, but those people were, I mean, I didn't see not one person that I follow or one person that one of you guys follow or retweet or nothing of a person who had use of the network. Not one. Which normally
none of us had the magical PlayStation that works no matter what.
Not just one of us, but not one of us is one of us' friends who's a friend of a friend. Which, by the way, I think it's by the fifth person that you know.
The whole globe was down. Some people, my ass, all people.
They say that.
Yeah, all peoples of the world. All people of the world experience the exact same thing.
They say that if the person or your friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, you know everybody in the whole world. That's what they say. So, like, by the fifth person of a friend that you know, you have enough point of contact where you can literally get a hold of anybody in the world. That's what they say, right?
Bro, the chat we're in have people in Australia, America, Africa, Jamaica. Where else? Fuck me. Ireland. There's boys in England. Like there is boys all over the world in this group chat, man. Everybody
Middle
was
East.
fucked. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Middle East. Yeah. Oh,
Nelson knows the one.
Do we have any Asian?
Truthful.
Do we have any Asian people?
We have any Japanese.
We need to recruit an Asian.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do need one.
Need to hire some. We need to hire some.
Recruit somebody.
Well, who's the big fucking JRPG fan here? The big like manga guy, because I'm sure they have a connect over with the Asia place, you know. But yeah, no, it's none of us even knew of somebody who had access to the network.
Nah.
So that's already the third person removed. So we're almost to like the 70% of knowing the whole world population. So 70% at least of the world did not have access to PlayStation Network. So PlayStation, your some users can kiss my fucking ass. But yeah, the network was down. It came back around 1 o'clock my time. So six, that's 12. I think they said it was a total of 18 hours that the network was down. And normally, I really don't care too much because obviously, if you have games already installed in your console, you can continue to play them. The network problems really only affect you for online multiplayer service or if you want to do a chat, voice chat. Like if this outage was
Or if
still
you haven't set your console to your main fucking console.
and I'm gonna get into that.
That's what you, yeah, game sharing.
And game sharing,
Yeah, that's true.
shit like this podcast wouldn't be happening today if the outage was still happening. So shit like that. You also couldn't buy any games from the store, so that was another problem. And you couldn't really change with much of the settings or account stuff. So you would have been affected that way. But somebody game sharing, right? A lot of people do that. You're not going to have access to your games, or not having your console set to primary is also affected. The thing
Yeah.
that tripped me out the most about, actually, I'll save it for last. Retro, what about you? How were you affected by the network outages, and what do you think about it in general? PlayStation's communication, all that.
Well, I wasn't too affected because, like, I can go out and touch some grass and shit, man. Like, if I don't game, I have got other hobbies to do, but other than that, I periodically, because I do actually game share, with a friend of mine in Africa. So basically, periodically, I will
You can
have to go
play his
back in.
games and he can
No,
play
no,
yours,
no,
but you
no,
can't play
no.
your own.
No, he's logged into my account, and anytime he wants to download one of my games, he logs into my account on his console, hits download, and then basically logs back into his own account, right? And then it still lets him play the game even when I go back and set mine to my primary. So after he's downloaded it and then swapped over his profiles, I would tend to go, and we can play the same game together as well online.
Yeah, that's how I have mine set up as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So periodically I have to go back and set it back. You know yourself, you have to go back and set it back as your main console and
Yeah, you
you
got to
know.
log into his profile and then go to his settings and set as your primary
Yeah, yeah.
under his, and
Um
then he's got to do the same vice versa. He's got to log into your shit, set his your account that he's logged into, and set that as the primary. And
yeah.
yeah, yep.
And so other than that, I was just lucky that I happened to have bought a game recently and so I had to have it back as my own. Um so I wasn't affected. I was playing Terminator and stuff. Um, but I get people's annoyance, man. The way the consoles are set up nowadays and the way everything's tied into online profiles and stuff, it's really not good when the network goes down, man.
Hey, what's up, Hanzu? How you doing?
Yo, Henry, what's up, bro?
Hey, there's our Middle
Fucking,
Eastern right there.
Yeah.
He's
he's not
talking to
wrong
him.
though. I
Hey,
am
if
a
you know any
granddad.
Asians, we were recruiting.
Yeah, we need to recruit some Asians, bro. We've just realized we have a misrepresentation of a sect of people, and we need to sort it out.
And what do you
But
think
yeah,
of PlayStation's communication?
it's terrible, man. PlayStation's communication this whole gen has been shit, and I really wish they would be a bit more fucking open about what's going on.
Well, they've been cutting
Um,
resources in that department too.
they've been cutting resources everywhere, bro. Um, but yeah, for me, they should have just told us what the fucking problem was. And then, do you know what I mean? It's not gonna change them working on it, but it's gonna let us know what to expect because we were all sitting there with our thumbs twiddling. It came back a few times and then went back off again, and we didn't know whether we were being hacked. Should we have been changing our passwords? Do you know
Hmm.
what I mean? Stuff like that. They could have come out and said, "Look, there's been a DDoS attack or whatever they called. and we're currently securing the network, so you're just going to have to hold tight. Might not like the answer, but at least we've got an answer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You can take precautions,
So
and you can change your account
yeah,
because it's blocked, but you can definitely like start, blocking your credit card. You can start doing things to protect yourself.
yeah, exactly.
And and the same shit happened during the PS3 era where they did hack and we lost access for a month and credit card information got stolen and all that. And you figured they kind of would have learned from their mistake and been more vocal when stuff like this happens. But yeah, they didn't fucking do it. What about you, Nelson? How was your experience with the network outage? Did you have any interruptions? And what did you think about PlayStation's communication? Nothing, Nelson?
I
You
think
sleep?
Nelson is stepped
All right.
away.
Well, we'll move to RPG. What did you think about did
What?
it affect well, welcome
Nope,
back.
he's here.
Nelson, how did the network outage affect you and what did you think of the PlayStation communication?
There was no communication, and I just couldn't play Gran Turismo. I just played Vanishers instead.
Okay. And what about you,
It
RPG?
delayed my daily. That's about it.
Basically, I had a $700 brick sitting on my desk
Hmm.
because I do game share like Retro, so I basically had no use of my console other than getting on YouTube and watching YouTube.
Yeah.
So as far as gaming on it, I couldn't do anything. I was kind of in the same boat with a lot of people, especially being a purely digital gamer.
Yeah.
As far as the communication from Sony,
Hey,
there
Tool
was
Man.
there was really no communication. There
Yeah.
was, hey, there's a problem. We're not going to tell you about the problem, but there's a problem.
Not a fuck
And
you, not a, nothing.
well, it's gonna. Some of you are no fucking all of us are
Mhm.
dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's something that demands a holy shit, let's light the fucking world on fire response.
I disagree.
I disagree with you. We are total polar opposites on this because I've been inconvenienced many a times in my
That's a
life.
bullshit reason too.
No, it's not. I've been inconvenienced many a times. I've had no
Internet,
car.
Netflix, phones.
Just because my
Fucking
girlfriend
everything.
cheats
No,
on me
no,
and
I've-
sucks the neighbor's dick doesn't mean that it's okay every time a girlfriend
No,
cheats
it's
on me
not
and sucks my
okay.
neighbor's dick. That is
No, it's not
fucking bare
okay.
minimum standards.
It's
But
not
I'm
okay.
sorry. I'm sorry.
But
Go ahead.
I
shit
mean, but your
happens.
neighbor's gonna think it's okay.
My
You know what I
my
mean?
neighbor's gonna love it every time I get a new girlfriend.
That's
But-
perspective, isn't it?
Yeah. Fuck. He's gonna be like, Will, what's your new girlfriend coming over? Fuck you, Bob.
But no, I went, I decided, hey, I can't play my fucking games. I'm gonna go fucking do something else.
Mm-hmm.
I went and adulted. I went and got shit done. And I was like, well, it's gonna get fixed when it gets fixed. I didn't decide to fucking go on Twitter, have a fucking meltdown, or anything like that. I know it's gonna get fixed, whether it's gonna take 21 hours or it's gonna take 28 fucking days.
Better
It's
not
gonna
be
get
28
fixed.
fucking days.
No, if it's gonna be 28
Oh.
days, we're gonna have a different fucking discussion. Hey,
So that's okay. It's okay for a few days, but it's not okay for a month. Okay. I get where you guys are at.
but I knew it was gonna get fixed, and it got fixed, and it's all good.
I'd much rather have them take it down when they find something wrong than just let that fucker float.
Absolutely.
No, I don't. If they find like, hey, we got
Someone's
a
trying
massive
to-
fucking data breach, and
Yep.
all your fucking cards are in fucking South Africa or whatever, getting fucking pawned off on the black market, shut that bitch down.
Mm-hmm. Hell
Those
yeah, they
goddamn
should.
princes, those princes in fucking the Middle East all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shut that shit down.
Yeah.
But they didn't say anything to us. They didn't say,
That's the
hey,
problem.
this is
Oh,
exactly
shit,
what's
man,
going
up,
on.
bro?
Yeah.
This is exactly what's going on. But they're not going to say anything because they're not going to breach that fucking security. They're
Mhm.
not going to let us
They
know,
don't
like,
want to cause panic. That's what it is.
exactly. So, like, both of my cards are still on my fucking system. and that's going to be something that I'm going
Do you want to
to
know a
change
secret?
after.
You want to know a secret?
You
Both
go to
mine and
dollar.
my wife's card has been on the PlayStation Network since the PS3.
Yeah,
Oh shit. Well,
but
you weren't one of the ones. You weren't
have you ever had
affected.
your shit
Nope.
breached?
Never had my shit touched. Never.
Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah. So you're good. And I would actually go like one step further and maybe even change that card and put it off in an own little separate account and just put money off into that account. But that's a whole thing that you can do.
Yeah, I would
Uh,
just get rid of that card actually because it's been around for so long that
yeah,
you
that's
know.
true. That number's been around for a
Well,
while.
the problem really isn't like I kept trying to tell people, but people are too fucking, giving bullshit reasons like what you just said. Well, I've been out of internet before, so it's no big deal for me. Or I've been out of electricity, no big deal for me. I know how to deal with it. Yeah, all that's fine and dandy. The outage itself wasn't the problem. I'm super surprised and shout out to Sony because interruptions like these don't happen. They just don't. They don't
I mean,
happen weekly, monthly.
They
are
happen a
your
couple
cards
times a
not
year, and they're
protected
usually
in
3 hours
America
Yeah,
or
or something?
less.
I
Are
would
your
say they
cards not
happen at
protected
least
from
once a
theft?
year.
What was that,
They,
Retro?
they're,
Are
PlayStation's
your
usually about
cards
3 to 4 times a year, but it's usually 3 to 4 hours.
Sorry, let
And
let him
we're
talk
at
first
work.
because he won't shut up if you
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. All right, now we go. There we go, Retro. What'd you say? Your card what?
None of your cards like protected from like theft.
Yeah, they are. It's just a pain in the ass because sometimes the bank can take a day or it can take a week or a month to get your money back if something did happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Like what was it? Last year somebody bought $1,000 worth of Apple gift cards using my card. I don't even own anything
Oh,
Apple. And it took the bank, it's right before the mortgage payment was due, which was actually my mortgage payment that I was, or part of it. And it took the bank like
yeah,
2 weeks to get me to do the investigation, get my money back. So, it was just a pain in the
yeah.
ass, inconvenience. That's it. But yeah, no, you should definitely try to prevent that so you're not waiting to get your money back. And I've heard horror stories where banks were like, no, we think it was you, so fuck you. We're not going to give you nothing back. The best way to, if you have a card, the best cards to use are credit cards, not bank cards. So, not your checking card or your savings card. The
Oh yeah,
best is the credit
no.
card.
This is just a debit card, man. This is just a debit
Is,
card.
is it a tap to pay card?
They're all mostly tap to
Uh,
pay.
they all are
If
now.
they're
All the
chipped, they all are.
replacements.
But if you're gonna, this is a will
But
as
not all chips are tap to pay.
no, but majority are, especially anything over 2023. But this is, you don't have to take my advice, but from what I've read and understood being working in the financial world is that for liability purpose, the best kind of card you should use is credit card. Credit card companies are way easier to get your money back than from your actual bank, like a checking card or a savings card. All right, the credit cards, they see things more as risk, where your personal money is completely fucking different. So, but getting back to the PlayStation Network, well, like I said, shout out to PlayStation because whenever they do have these interruptions, they're very minimal. They don't happen very often. I mean, these lengthy ones, like we just went through, which I consider 18 hours to be lengthy. Um, Shout out to them. These don't happen a lot. I mean, I don't even know when's the last time one this big happened. I think there was one last year that lasted like more than a couple hours, but not a full day. Like it was a while.
I don't
So
think we've had one over 6 hours in a couple years.
yeah, it's been such a long time. So I want to give PlayStation credit because my fucking internet goes out more than that. You know what I'm saying? So
My
that's not
fucking
my.
phone went out for 18 hours fucking earlier
Oh
this
yeah,
year.
dude. Yeah, you're right. That was last year. Yeah, couldn't get a
That
hold
was
of
even
Nelson.
worse. Like I
I
couldn't even fucking call somebody.
I thought you were dead. I was like, where the fuck is Nelson? He's not answering my fucking Discord, and I like my attention.
My phone didn't work.
But so that's not my problem with PlayStation. My other problem, or my non other problem with the outage, is not being able to play multiplayer games. Obviously, if the network is down, you're not going to have access to multiplayer games. I also don't have a problem that you can buy games, you can't change your account. Well, I do have some part with the part you can't change your account, but I don't have a problem with none of that stuff, right? I'm a physical gamer. So in theory, I really don't give a fuck about the network at all, right? No, my problem with the outage, my problem is that because of the outage, I don't have access to save the data that's on my console. That is my fucking problem with the outage. That's my fucking problem with PlayStation. And that's my fucking problem with PlayStation and primary consoles. Why the fuck does it matter what status, any of those status that I mentioned, that prevents me to access saved data, all 19 gigs that are stored in that hard drive inside that PlayStation Pro right now? Why does that fucking matter in order for me to access it? So for
That's
those
kind
of you
a
guys
dumb
don't
question.
answer it for me, please.
How the hell else would you? It's on the cloud without internet. How the fuck would you do that? You
What do
can
you
put it
mean?
on a
It's
thumb
not on the
drive.
cloud. It's on the hard drive. So what does the cloud have to do with the hard drive?
What do you mean? If it was on your hard drive, then you can play it on your hard drive.
Yes, that's my point.
But it's not recognizing his console as the primary console.
So therefore, I
His
can't access the hard drive.
His primary console is his son's console, which is the base PS5. That's where it's running to the issue, is because he's playing on the secondary console on his primary account, so it's not able to use his saved data. And the easiest fix for that, stop game sharing.
But that shouldn't even be an issue. If the information is in the account, why the fuck is PlayStation blocking that?
That is the answer.
I am not going to the cloud to try to download saved data. That's not what is happening. The saved data, it's already on the account. That thing should run with no internet, no nothing, all electricity. That's it.
But it's not going to.
So why are we allowing this?
We've already gave up that power.
See, no.
That power's gone.
But why aren't we being vocal? Why aren't we arguing it? And why are people fucking defending PlayStation because of it? I've got told to shut the fuck up and put it in primary. And these are some of the things that I heard. Why the fuck would anybody have more than one PlayStation? Why the fuck would people game share? Why the fuck would you have it in if you're using that PlayStation, why don't you have it as your primary PlayStation? These are all things that I've heard yesterday in regards to this situation. Very few was the time that said, oh, I didn't know that. That's fucked up. Or, wow, why did they do that? Very few. And I heard that from people like you guys. I even got into an argument with a dude. He said that I have he said, I wish I could remember his name, but he blocked me, even though he got engaged into my fucking comment. He said, what, do you have the Taj Mahal? Is your house the Taj Mahal where you can't just take the disc out, run over to the other PlayStation, put it in and keep playing? That's what he fucking said. So for those of you guys that don't understand, on Tuesday, when me and RPG88 and my son played Deep Rock Galactic, I made my OG PS5, which is in his room as a primary PlayStation, so my son can play with us. Otherwise, he would need his own PlayStation account. He would need to buy the game over again, and that way he can play with us. So I put his as a primary account. I set it and forgot it. I've been playing on mine, no problems. The outage comes, I have no access to none of my games, digital especially, right? Because it can't read the license because it's not the primary PlayStation. Like, no problem. I have discs. I've been playing disc. I'll play Kingdom Come. I put Kingdom Come in, and my only option is to start the game over again. So to make this clear, it's not that I can't play the disc game. I can. I just have to start the game over again. I cannot load none of my saved data. I cannot hit continue on the data that's already on the console. Once again, I am not saying, hey, PlayStation, let me use your cloud system so I can install the saved data from the cloud. No, this is all data that's already in the console. Over 19 gigs of saved data that's on my PS5 Pro right now. I cannot access that data with a disc game because it's not the primary. So PlayStation put a lock on my console, and it's not letting me access it because it's not the primary one.
And it's put a lock on everybody who has done the similar thing that you have.
No, this isn't similar. I'm not saying let me play a game I don't own, or let me play a game that I bought that is not. It's a physical game. You're taking a physical game, you're putting into the console, which proves you purchased it already. But now PlayStation is saying, even though the console is yours, the content inside of it does not belong to you. That's what they're saying. So you guys think that's okay? It's what you're telling me. RPG, specifically you. You're saying that's
No,
expected.
it's
That's
not
okay.
okay. It's not okay, but that is the fucking world that we live in.
But that's
And
not the question.
you can shout at the wall all you want, but the shit's not going to change.
Well, it's not about
I
me
mean,
shouting
I
at the
can
wall. It's not about me even shouting at anybody. It's about they locked your console or the safe data in your console. I don't think it's sinking in to anybody here on how detrimental that is. That means that from
but
here on out,
they locked your console for 21 hours.
it's not about it's not about having Jesus Christ. Yes,
I'm
and
trying to understand.
what
I
is there to
don't.
understand?
We're passing
You
that
bring
mark
a
here.
fucking apple home and you go fucking grab it, and the fridge says no, you didn't bring it home. Your wife actually paid for it. I don't even know a good analogy for that. That was stupid. But it's all you're not asking PlayStation to do anything. You're not asking them to let you borrow some cloud time. You're not asking PlayStation to fucking let you install a game. You're not asking PlayStation to do none of that shit. All you're trying to do is get access to what's already yours.
Yeah, but according to the way you've got it set up to PlayStation, that shit's not yours.
The disc is in there.
Yeah, the disc is, but those save files belong to a console's primary,
The
whereas
disc is in
it's
there, but it is thinking that
Okay, then if we go
the
based on
console that you're
that,
playing
if
on
it's the
is your
primary, it's
son's
still in
profile.
my account.
no, I get that, and I
It's still
agree
my
with
But
you.
you're not
profile.
logged into your
I
account.
agree with you.
I
It
am
shouldn't
logged
work
into my
that way.
profile.
It don't know that.
It does know that because it says Will 777JP. It doesn't say Will
Yeah,
777JP Jr. It says Will
it
777JP.
but it says that you are logged into your account underneath Will 777JP Junior's console. That's what it's saying.
Yep.
It didn't even allow his save data to come through.
No, because your two are mixed.
So you have two console owners. Theoretically, it's only just me, but two console owners. Both profiles are on both consoles, and both people are
And
still locked out.
yeah, because each person has the opposite console as their main.
Mm-hmm.
No, I understand why it happened. It shouldn't
And
be happening.
I
No,
understand that,
yeah, I agree. I agree.
and it shouldn't be that way. But saying that something shouldn't be, saying the sky is blue.
No, that's not the same fucking thing because the sky is still blue. The save data's still in the fucking console. It shouldn't
But
fucking
saying the
matter
sky
what's
No,
is
the
primary
blue,
or
sky data
not.
doesn't
why
have
is
a
the
color.
sky
It's
not
just
fucking
reflected.
green?
That's true too. It's all reflections. But
But saying the sky is
it
blue and why
doesn't
isn't it
fucking
green
matter
doesn't
because
mean
none of
anything.
that has to do with network services. Save data has nothing to do with network services. Just because something
Yeah,
is
true.
doesn't mean that
Something
we
is
should
simply locked out
mold
of the handshake.
to the rules.
It might be down to the piracy thing too.
How is save data privacy? Whose save data is going to be stolen from or stole from me? Remember that we're talking about a physical game. We're not talking about a if it was a digital game, even that I could understand. But we're talking about grabbing a physical game, sticking it into the console, and PlayStation saying, no, you cannot access your save data because it's not a primary console. So even let's say that is the fucking rule, and let's say that everybody should deal with or, accommodate that rule. You have 4 fucking PlayStations at home. None of those PlayStation will have access to none of the save accounts unless only on one PlayStation. The whole point of this, we need to be vocal. Yes, I am the minority. There isn't a lot of people out there that had my issue. I mean, we're having people fucking complain about their disk drive not hooking up while PlayStation Network is down, which is a whole other fucking argument. And people
Well,
were
they
saying shit like, well, they should have fucking hooked it up beforehand, or we knew about this a long time ago. Like, you're fucking late
yeah
to the party. Who fucking
we knew
cares?
about that.
That's still a
We knew
fucking
about that
problem.
shit way
We should still
beforehand.
be talking about that. Why the fuck aren't we every single day at PlayStation saying, why the fuck isn't the software already on the disk drive? So as soon as you hook it up, it syncs up. I don't know if that's even possible, but something like that. Or why the fuck is it that we cannot access saved data on a non-primary fucking piece of hardware? The hardware shouldn't fucking matter. It should be all network services issues. That is not a network service issue. For those of you guys that didn't know or don't know, the time of because it's physical, that shit doesn't fucking matter anymore. PlayStation will lock you out of your console. You would have never had this problem beforehand. If you forgot your memory card at home, you're fucked. But as soon as you get back home, you have access to it. Now, your saved data in your console is not yours anymore. So just so you know out there, the PlayStation 5 user, and yes, this problem happened to me, which is rare, and it didn't happen to a lot of people. But as the digital age keeps coming, it's not stopping. It's only going to get bigger. The recent numbers that we spoke about, what was it, 2 weeks ago, Nelson? It was like 85% of games sold are now digital. People are getting rid of physical games, physical movies. Everything physical is going out the window. Even though there is a resurgence in the physical medium, it's still nowhere near enough, and it's still dropping by over half. Just from 2020, 50% loss in digital game purchases. Just in 2020. So just in the last 4 or 5 years, there's been a drop of over 50%. So next console generation, I will be completely fucking shocked if they even give us the option for a disk drive. I
Me
still
too.
think they may, but I'm not holding my breath. And if they say it's all digital, I wouldn't even be fazed by it. But even if they give you that physical disk drive, it's still not a guarantee, or it's still not a ownership. You're never gonna be owners of your consoles again. You aren't now. As soon as the PS5 Slim came out, you are no longer an owner of your console. In theory, you are. In practice, you kind of are. You can sell it, trade it, whatever. But that belongs to PlayStation now. And at any moment, PlayStation can say, hey, something's fishy with your account. You have no more access to your games. You have no more access to your saved data. You have access to nothing. And that's what I'm trying to get at with my problem.
Oh, I mean, look at Xbox. I mean, Xbox is selling 50 gig CDs, and most of the time, anything that's on those fucking Xbox games are just CD keys.
I had access to my Xbox games, and I had access to my Xbox account. That's what I spent. I beat Halo Reach on Saturday.
Yeah, and you had a backup. A lot of people out there don't have fucking backups. They
That's
don't have
I
that
don't care
backup.
about other people. That's not my fucking problem. My fucking problem is I can't access my saved data from my own fucking console. Doesn't fucking matter who's a primary, third tertiary. I don't even know how to say that word. The third person, the fourth person. Doesn't fucking matter how many gamers I have. Doesn't matter how many PlayStations I have. The only thing that PlayStation should be able to control is how many people can play that one game I bought digitally. That's it. And as a matter of fact, PlayStation should just get fucking. If I can get my saved data back and ownership of my own console back, and they get rid of game sharing, get fucking rid of it. I don't fucking need it. I don't fucking want it. I don't mind buying 2 games. For the rarity that my son wants to play a PlayStation game, he doesn't fucking play this shit anyways. He plays fucking Roblox and whatever the fuck else. But it is not fair for us owners that PlayStation could just come in and block you out of your fucking console, especially when it has nothing to do with the software or the network issues. Save data, besides cloud, has nothing to do with network issues. Anything that's inside that console has nothing to do with network issues. I'll pass it on. I know I've been babbling and shit, but it's complete bullshit. And before I pass it back, and my other thing too is all you fucking pieces of shit out there fucking defending PlayStation for something like that and blaming the fucking consumer ain't shit. You're fucking garbage. And I hope nothing bad ever happens to you ever again in your fucking life. Because it's very easy to fucking let it roll off your fucking shoulder when it doesn't happen to you. But when it fucking does, you'll feel the fucking pain. How much it fucking bothers you. And yeah, I grew up poor as fuck too. 5 people to 1 fucking bedroom. I've been through hard times. I've been with no internet. I had my fucking car repossessed. I've had fucking all sorts of terrible shit happen to me. That's still no excuse to say, well, I've been through it. I'm used to it. So this isn't. No, that's a stupid fucking fallacy. This is our shit, guys. We fucking work hard for our shit. Every one single one of us wakes up, goes to work, deals with a bullshit boss, bullshit fucking employees, whatever. Our spouses are fucking not working, making money. Our kids are fucking assholes. Our sisters and brothers.
Boss tomorrow.
Nelson's got to deal with a new boss tomorrow. We all got to do shit we don't want to fucking deal with. But a fucking console that you spent $500, $600, $700 on to not give you access to your saved data, which is yours, you earned it. All that thing does is fucking records. Imagine you buy a fucking phone and you put a voice memo and then Apple blocks it, says, hey, you didn't fucking pay your internet or your phone bill, so you can't make phone calls, you can't check the internet, and you also cannot check the fucking voice memo you put in there. You're going to be fucking pissed off too. Because the phone is charged, the phone is working. Sure, I can't make calls, that's acceptable. But to not access the content I have in there that's not web related is completely fucking garbage. And if I offended you, good, fuck you. That means you were one of the fucks defending PlayStation over shit like this. That's unacceptable. We should be behind each other as consumers, looking out for each other. Fuck these people. They're already multi-billionaires. They got our money. That's why PlayStation doesn't even bother with customer service. You know what they do? They hire other ponies to fucking go do a web search for them. That's how little they think of you. They don't even want to talk to you or answer your questions. How many people have had their accounts blocked? How many people fucking can't access the game because of some bullshit that they didn't even fucking do, and they try to contact PlayStation and no, nothing resolved. We just saw fucking last month that one fucking trophy hunter who got his whole account taken away over some shit that wasn't even his fault, and PlayStation said, fuck you. It happens every single day, guys, and we don't hear about it as often as we should. And when we do, we should be spreading the fucking news. We should be fucking adding PlayStation. We should be giving them bad press because they deserve it and they hate that the most. And that's the only power we really have, is to get on social media at PlayStation and question them. We see somebody ask a question like that, let's share it, retweet it, let's fucking forward it, let's tag your friends, DM your friends, say, hey, share this out. That's the power that we have. We shouldn't be sitting there arguing, calling them stupid. If they are doing something stupid, help them, correct them. Say, hey, bro, have your fucking PlayStation, set this thing up, do this thing other. That should protect you. But if they are in the fucking wrong, let's call it out. Anybody who can sit here and say, well, you deserve to fucking have your saved data blocked from you because it's not the primary account, is a fucking dipshit. Now, if I were to say I couldn't access my games because it's not the primary console, completely understandable and acceptable, and you would think that that's what they should do. And they should do that. If it's not the primary console, you shouldn't be able to download a game. You shouldn't even be able to play a fucking game because it's not the primary console. But to not be able to access your own information that PlayStation has nothing to do with is complete fucking bullshit. I'll pass it on. Thank you guys for hearing me rant.
Retro.
Where am I supposed to pick up from? Like,
I don't know about my fucking neighbor fucking wanting my girlfriend every time.
like he needs to be careful. No, look, I agree with you, man. I think there's definitely stuff we could be calling out.
Yeah,
You should be able
especially
to.
on that
You should be
save
able to
data
access
shit.
your save files. You know, if
Yeah.
your profile's on there and your save files are on there, it shouldn't really matter. But unfortunately, that's the way they've got it set up, and I don't know. I don't know if shouting to Sony's going to do anything, man.
It's really not.
It probably won't, but also not doing anything is gonna guarantee that it doesn't. You know, And same thing goes to these journalists. Well, shout out to Henry Heck. We talked about this. How many fucking of these journalists are asking the real questions? You know, how many of these journalists get an opportunity to interview Herman Holt or the new CEO of SIE or anybody in authority up there and say, hey, you know, with the failure of these live services, why are you guys still going for live service? You know, or hey, PlayStation outage, you know, non-primary consoles can't access or save data. Anything to say on that? You know, these fucking journalists aren't asking real fucking questions. They're more interested. You know, they sit so high in their fucking mighty social media, social structure fucking chair, you know, saying how console warriors are fucking stupid for console warring. But yet that's what they do on a daily basis because that brings in the fucking numbers. So they're sitting there fucking quoting Phil Spencer 24/7. And then when something, you know, when another game comes over to PlayStation, they fucking go hide in their hole and say they didn't say that till somebody resurfaces one of their tweets, and then they shut the fuck up for 3 days and then come back with more console warring bullshit, right? They love doing that. But where the fuck are the real journalists asking the real fucking questions? You know, this whole digital fucking world, we're going into it. We are in a digital world. Where is the consumer protection for that? There is nothing right now. PlayStation has AI on their fucking chats. So if I say something derogatory to one of you guys, doesn't matter, you're my friends, PlayStation could automatically pick that up by a computer and block me and fucking suspend me for a week. And I can't
Yeah.
argue it. I can't do nothing.
You're talking to somebody that has 6 fucking chat bans on Call of Duty right now.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't right. Yeah, if you're gonna take more, then you have to give us more too. You can't just come out every fucking month, every year, every new console generation and take our ownership away, but give us nothing in return. How many digital games can you give to your friend? Like as a gift? As a matter of fact, how many games can you buy for a friend? What
On
if you
PlayStation, I don't think any.
none? How many games can you say, hey, I kind of don't want this game. I don't like this game anymore. Let me put it up on the pre-owned market and sell the digital license for it because I don't want it anymore. None. There is none of that shit. On PlayStation, you buy a fucking game, as soon as you hit download, don't matter if the game works or not, it's yours. You're not going to get your fucking money back. That's why when Retro got that refund for that game, I was so confused. I was like, Retro, how did you fucking do it? And he's like, dude, I don't know. I just kind of kept going over and over and over again. They finally relented. But that was the once I've heard of getting a fucking refund.
It's the only time I've ever got a refund.
That's the only time I've heard of getting a refund ever.
I do think though, going in the future with demos, betas, trials, all that shit, I do think that a lot of these fucking bigger games need, even some of the smaller games need to have these trials, these demos, these free things that you can get a feel of the game before you actually shell out the 60, 70, the 120 fucking dollars or whatever that you're going to spend on the fucking game, and get an idea of what the game's going to be. And when you buy a game, you have a 2-hour fucking long period before it expires, and you can sell the game. You can return the game. It's what happens a lot with Steam is you get like that 2-hour trial period, and you can return the game before then.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that shit needs to happen because it doesn't take 30, 40 fucking minutes. Sometimes even takes fucking 4 minutes. You get into a game and you're like, this game runs like absolute dog shit.
Yeah. And they're never gonna do that. They're never gonna do that
because $70.
Then they lose out on their 30% that they made.
Mm-hmm.
And PlayStation is that fucking greedy. They're that greedy. They did it to you with the plates as well. The Slim to the Pro. They fucking did it because of greed. They changed the teeth. Like, bro, you can even just do a new design to really make us feel like we're getting fucked. They don't give a fuck. They're a greedy fucking corporation. That's what the fuck they are. Like, you guys, look, guys, I know that I bitch about a lot, but not one time during my bitching has been for really selfish reasons. It's been for community reasons. And I understand we're all fans of this shit, man. We love it. We grew up with this. these are like the PlayStation is like our siblings. You know what I mean? Some of us don't even have brothers and sisters, and that's what we did. We played games. That's like our little brother, our little sister. And on top of that, we invest a shit ton of money in it. These games are $70 a piece. You know what I mean? We're spending a lot of money. We're reading up on it. We're more informed a lot of the times on our fucking console and what it's doing than some of us even know our kids' fucking birthdays. I mean, not me. I know exactly my kid's birthday is, but so I understand the passion that we have. But just because you're getting abused by your wife and husband and you've seen them through the good times doesn't mean that you take the abuse. No, if you really love them, you get help for them. That's the ultimate sign, or that's the ultimate way to show respect to something you really care about, is to make sure they get better. Why aren't we doing that with the shit that we love that's our fucking hobbies? Whether it's movies and movie theaters and supporting your movie theater or fucking PlayStation. Let's support them when they deserve to be supported. They drop these fire ass games, let's go out there and get them. They drop these fire ass consoles, let's go out there and get them. It's word of mouth. But at the same time, if they're blocking fucking dumb shit like your saved data, why are we defending that? And yeah, what PlayStation did is wrong, but what really irked me about the whole thing is how people fucking sat there and defended this shit. Or they try to minimize it, saying, well, I went through something bad, so therefore this isn't anything like that. I'm okay with that. That's fucking complete bullshit. Lift your self-esteem up a little bit, bro. You've achieved things in your life. You overcame things in your life. Let's not fucking let something else negative, because you've been somewhere negative, minimize you as a fucking human, because that's what you're doing. You're saying, this is what I'm worth. And as long as it's not doesn't pass that threshold, I'm fine. No, expect better for yourself. Expect more from them fucking assholes who we give money to. And that was my big fucking thing over the network. Wasn't even the save data. Yeah, I was pissed off. I was mad, but I just went to Xbox and I played Halo Reach. And I was fine. I beat it. It's a great game. But people fucking defending this fuckery, that's unacceptable. Well, I don't want to leave this on a sour note. I feel like you guys fucking really hate me anyways because I hate on PlayStation. But once again, you can argue that I actually care about PlayStation more than all you guys because I am so critical of it more than you guys. And by you guys, I mean like just general. I don't mean specifically you guys. I know you guys, I know you guys speak up when shit's wrong and shit like that. I'm just speaking generalities, nothing in
Well,
specific.
I don't
FYI.
agree with anything that's happened during the outage, but I'm not going to sit here and go, I'm just that fucking output on being out for 21 hours.
No, the outrage or the output itself, that work being down for 21 hours, that to me that wasn't a big deal.
And I learned a valuable lesson. I need to go get me a disk drive, and I need to start buying some of the games that have guaranteed offline modes.
Well, only if you have a primary PlayStation RPG. Don't forget that, because if it's not a primary, you won't be able to access that shit.
And that shit is something I'm gonna have to change as well. I'll have to get a hold of my my person that I game share with, and we'll have to go talk about that shit later on. But yeah.
I remember the bottom line of all that is that PlayStation doesn't matter if you have 3 other kids. They want you to buy them a PlayStation. They want you to buy them the game twice, 3 times. That's what it comes down to. Oh, you bought fucking Ghost of Tsushima? Well, buy that bitch 2 more times. That's exactly what they want you to do, which really hurts me because remember with the Xbox One and you couldn't buy and sell your games on PlayStation when Shu came out with their big fucking dicks and like, want to borrow a game? Yeah, I do. Here you go. Oh, shit. Fucking claps. Like, that's what I'm talking about, PlayStation. Hell yeah. That's what, over here is real ownership. Over here, we really get to do what the fuck we want with our games. And look now. Yeah, not even 10 years later. Fuck
that
you.
Game sharing shit started out with Xbox One, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
I mean, and then PlayStation adopted that shit.
Yeah. But last topic before we leave, because I don't leave it on a sour note. Did you guys see that article that people are out here paying other gamers for platinums? Did you guys see that?
I mean,
no, but it doesn't surprise me.
Would you pay to get a platinum?
What the fuck?
It's like paying for a chick to give me a hand job. Like, fuck off. I do that shit on my own.
Bro, if I really wanted a platinum that bad and I didn't want to do it myself, I'd just get the wife to do it for me, man.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, buy a shovelware game. There's plenty of them out there. You know, you can get a platinum in
Yeah.
fucking 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's just lazy gamers. That's
Yeah,
all
it
it
is.
is.
So why do they do it though? They do it for clout? Like, do you think they get a kick out of like showing their
Why do
platinums or what?
why do people fucking pay for cheats?
I mean, that's a little bit different. You know, we all have needs.
No, why do people? It's for the fucking dopamine rush. It's for something that they can go on
Oh yeah,
Twitter or
true.
YouTube
They
and
can
they can
control.
fucking praise around, and they go, "Oh, I got the platinum and fucking Cuphead or whatever." It's just some fucking stupid shit.
Yeah, true.
And
Yeah,
then you can sit there and you can watch their streams and you go, "You don't have the fucking talent to have this fucking platinum. Get the fuck out of here."
I sure as fuck don't got the talent to get most of my platinums. I ain't ashamed to say it. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Today was more of or the last topic was more venting. But yeah, a lot of the shit that I said, I fucking meant it. We need to stick together, man, because PlayStation ain't gonna do it for us. They're just not. And not just PlayStation, any of these other fucking companies. I don't know about Xbox and their save data. I'd be interested to find out because I don't want to just
You
shit on
can't play shit
PlayStation.
when the fucking thing's down. So
But that is true. One of the reasons I
Yeah,
bought Ghost of Yote,
it don't matter if it's your primary, secondary, fourth theory. You ain't playing shit.
and that's another thing too. I'm glad you said that, Nelson. Just because it's worse on Xbox doesn't mean that we should be defending PlayStation. You know what I mean? So if you guys see something, man, say something. If you see a tweet out there, retweet it, bro. At PlayStation, fucking say something. That's all we really have, guys. You know, I don't want to say PlayStation is dead to me. I don't. I love the fucking thing. Look how much I've invested into it. A lot. It's my favorite hobby. You know, I'm not even mad that I canceled my whole weekend just to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and I couldn't play it. I'm not even mad about that, even though I haven't had a full day of gaming in fucking years. But the
you sound pretty
save
mad.
data, that shit fucking pissed me off to no end.
You sound pretty mad.
Yeah, I'm mad about the save data. I don't give a fuck about anything else.
Stop
But
yelling.
oh, I'm gonna yell at you. But thank you guys so much for being here. Retro, sorry for me being a fucking asshole today, but I had to say it. Nelson, well, you're used to my shenanigans, so whatever. Fuck off. RPG, fuck off too. You don't say you like me enough, so I don't like you.
You
But
whiny little bitch.
all of you guys, thank you. Retro, let the people know where they can find you if you want them to find you, and let them know that I'm the best.
They can come looking if they want. I don't care. XTSX Retro on Twitter, but I think basically everybody in the chat fucking knows me, man. So yeah, that's pointless. I don't do YouTube or anything like that. So yeah, nothing to follow there. Um, what did you want me to say?
That I was the best, but I was just kidding. I mean, if you want to, you know, I'm not gonna like
I
back
mean,
out.
if the money's cleared in my account, I'll say it. But
All right. Well, you got the same car from 13, right? So yeah, the money will be in there. uh,
no, but yeah, that's where you can catch me, man. I'll
cool.
be about.
Thank you for coming through. Retro stopped in impromptu. He's always welcome. Retro, if you're up and you see us, hop on in, bro. You don't even gotta ask. Mr. Nelson, gaming culture. Let the people know of your growing YouTube channel. You've been posting more videos. Where can they find you?
Nelson Gaming 12 or Nelson's Gaming Culture.
It's Nelson's
One of
Gaming
them.
Culture. Nelson's Gaming Culture, guys, not Nelson's Gaming 12. Nelson's Gaming Culture. Go check it out. He's got an unboxing of the Space
Helldivers.
Helldivers 2 controller. It's pretty sweet. I also,
Those shorts were pretty good. I got over 500 views on both those.
yeah,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
And you can do up to 3 minutes. So fucking use that shit. I told you this. You don't ever listen to me. Go check him out. Go subscribe over there. He's been posting more. He posts a lot of gameplay, guys. A lot of gameplay. So go check him out. He's always playing some
When I
cool game
remember.
when he remembers. And then Mr. RPG88, where can people find you, man?
They can find me on Twitter at RPG Gaming 88. Uh, that's really about it. Other than every Tuesday night, 6 o'clock, for the co-op stream that I do with Will, and then really that's Twitter, PSN, or on the on Will's channel every Tuesday night. That's all about all where you can find me. Anywhere else you can find me in the chat. I'll be in the chat in different shows. Mostly non PlayStation Haiti fucking channels, but that's where I'll be.
Oh, you need to be in the PlayStation hating channels. Uh, and then me, of course, you're here, so please hit the subscribe button and also follow these guys, man. These guys are real gamers, and by real gamers, I mean that they actually play video games. They just don't listen to podcasts all day and fucking act like they play games. No, they play games. They
I
give you
listen to
their
podcasts at work because I can't play games.
yeah, but you play games. You may be playing the
I
same
don't
game
go
for
to,
3 months.
I don't watch many. I'll be honest with you.
Me neither. I
I
stopped,
listen to
bro.
podcasts about
I
10
got
hours a
I
day.
got a lot of time to kill at work.
Nah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I stopped. That's why I made my YouTube channel.
I can only listen to so many like there's only so many gaming documentaries out there. You know what I mean? I listened to every fucking one like 4 times over.
Yeah, I have.
I've listened to like 72 fucking Sega fucking documentaries. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Just
if you
don't get
guys,
stuck in the Doomsday fucking YouTube channels. Oh my god.
yeah, no, I don't watch none of those. That's why I started my own YouTube channel. I just got tired of fucking like nobody really talked about games. Everybody's talking about gaming news, and well, I just got fed up with it. But cool, cool info. If you guys are interested in some gaming documentaries or just interesting gaming videos in general, I have a playlist on my channel that is called gaming videos, and there I put videos like gaming documentaries, publisher or developer documentaries, or just cool videos about gaming. Like for example, what's his name, Gringy or something like that. I forget his name. He just did a 3-hour video with the Metro, the Metro games, and he basically goes over the story and what he thinks it means and character development and all that stuff. So I love listening to videos like that. So I have a playlist. If you can't find something, go on there. There's a few that are really really good. But thank you guys all for being here, man. I really do appreciate it. I've said this numerous times before. This is more like friends hanging out kind of deal podcast where we just get here, talk shit, shoot the shit. We're not always going to be 100% accurate, so don't come here trying to get your news of the day or something like that because you probably won't get that. But you will get a lot of Will cursing and bitching and crying because PlayStation touched him in his private area. That's very naughty, and now he's fucking pissed about it. So come on in, man, hang out. If you're interested in coming on the channel and shooting the shit with us, let me know. We'll make it happen. That's part of the reason we made it, is to get people from all over involved in it. And same thing goes to the live stream me and RPG do on Tuesday nights, where we pick a game. If you want to hop in and play with us and go live and shoot the shit, come on in, man. Let us know. There's always availability for the most part. If it's more than like 3 people, then we'll pick a game that accommodates 3. But just let us know. Follow me on the Discord. I'll put the link at the end of the video, and I will also put a link of Retro, if he's okay with that, and Nelson and RPG88.
Yeah.
Otherwise, gentlemen, anything else?
Nope. Were we going to do the state of play or no?
Yeah, we can do
Or
that
the
real quick.
tentative.
Tentative, yes. Nelson, go ahead.
I was just gonna say they usually have one in February, and it's February.
It's February 9th. So maybe
we need some release dates because we don't have no dates yet.
yeah.
So what's y'all's bets? Is it going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
I don't even know if it'll be this week, but I think they'll be one this month.
I think it's going to be this week. My
think
bets
so,
are on
too.
Thursday.
I'm thinking that they'll announce something either tomorrow or Tuesday, and then we'll see it Thursday. But remember, they just did the Monster Hunter one, so I think that was the one they wanted to get out before they announced one themselves. And if they don't do it this week, then they'll do it at the last week of the month.
I think it's going to be this week.
Just like
I
you
think
think no Light No Fire
think
comes out this year, like that.
That's not a think. That's a hope. That's a hope.
This is a hope too, dude. PlayStation has left us in the fucking dark, and for how long?
Yeah, well,
September.
Was it?
I guess I guess they're
Yeah.
gonna treat us like their PSN outage, and they're just not gonna.
I
say
don't think they'll
anything.
show a bunch of new stuff, but we need dates for shit
Dude,
we're expecting this year, like
they hate us.
Death Stranding and shit.
PlayStation hates us. We're in the way of them doing what they want to do. Live service and movies. That's all they care about.
I think we are gonna get a Ghost of Yote release date though in the next State of Play.
When do you think that will come out? You think it'll come out this year, or you think it'll come out like next year?
I want to say July.
I'm still gonna say it's gonna happen in the first half of the year. So anytime before
I'm gonna
June.
say
I already
July.
know when it's coming out, but I can't say
How
no.
the fuck do you know? You got fucking never mind.
He's got Solstice.
He's fucking over here licking PlayStation's nipples after work.
Our RPG is very close.
He's got Solstice.
Fucking sources. All right, guys. Well, retro. Any rumors or not rumors, but any guesses on when the PlayStation State of Play will happen?
None. I never guess. I just
Never.
wait for them to announce it because I'm always wrong. So I just stopped guessing.
Real question though, retro. Is there something you want to see like at the bottom of your fucking butt? Like you're just hoping PlayStation maybe does it. You know how some people got like the Bloodborne on their fucking dick and they just can't wait for like a remake of that? What is something
Jak and
for
Daxter.
you? Jak and Daxter, that's your thing?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a remake
that-
or a brand new game?
No, I want them to. I wanted basically a continuation. I wanted the world to be
Oh,
bigger.
so you want a
everything
part
to be
5?
expanded.
Like a Jak
Yeah.
Daxter 5 or something like that?
Yeah.
He was.
I'm never gonna get it. It's. Yeah, I'm never gonna get it. It's a pie. It's a pie in the sky dream, but it's what I really enjoyed them, man. And I kind of miss Naughty Dog not being so serious.
I never played those. Jak and Daxter?
What?
Yeah, no.
Oh, bro.
What was that, PS3 era?
2.
Oh.
PS2.
Well, that's when my family was broke and we couldn't buy anything, so yeah. Yeah, I never
I
played
think they're
those.
on PS Plus, man. You should play them.
Yeah, but they're old.
He ain't gonna want to play old games. I will.
Like the
Actually, I
I
think that's what I'm gonna play next is Legacy of Kain.
like I played I tried playing Resident Evil 0 and I gave up after like 10 minutes. I'm like, fuck this. Same thing with
It is
Turok.
tough to get back into them, like.
I mean, I did play because I played Resident Evil Village. That was the first Resident Evil game I ever played, and I played it like I don't know a couple of years ago, and I absolutely fucking loved it, dude. I loved it so much that
7's better.
that I went out and I
Seven's
bought
really good.
7 right away. Biohazard. I went out and I bought it right away at GameStop. I beat that, and then I went back and bought like this is all within like a month. Like that's all I played was Resident Evil. I went and got 2, then 3, then I waited for 4 to come out. I played that. I played 5 with Nelson, and I just started playing 6.
5's one of my top 5 games of all time. Or 4.
Then how come you
6
couldn't
is
figure
solid,
it
dude.
out, dude? When we had to hit the boulder at the end, you were like,
What?
I don't know
I
what to
said
do.
4. I said 4.
Oh,
I've beaten 4 over 50 times.
I got so mad at you. Nelson's like, yeah, I played this game. I beat this game. This will be like my 100th time.
I told you I've beaten 4 100 times. That was
I
my
was
first time
so
ever beating
lost.
5.
I'm like, Nelson, where do we go? Nelson, why do I keep
started
dying?
5. I played 5 3 different times, but my fucking teammate always started doing something else or whatever halfway through the game. So I've been halfway through that game like 3 times.
You're
until
my
recently.
protector. If you don't protect me, I die.
No, we got
Simple.
through it.
We did. We got fucked up, but it was fun. I mean, it's fun playing games with your friends. I mean, we played, what was the other game? It Takes Two. Me and Nelson played It Takes Two. We beat it finally. Dude, I was so mad at Nelson. I was like, dude, throw the fucking nail right here. How do you not see? How do you not see where we're going? Dude, I yell at Nelson so much. We should stream one of those games if you want to hear
We'll have our chance in fucking what you call the
Split Fiction.
Split
Split
Fiction.
Fiction.
Oh, yeah. My dick's hard for that. Big time, dude.
good.
What
'cause
about
gonna
you,
have to play it
Retro?
A couple times because you got to play with RPG and me.
Oh, I'll play with all you guys. Split Fiction.
Yeah, I want to get that. That shit looks fun.
Yeah.
Will's gonna be the pivot man.
I'll be the ham in the sandwich, dude. I don't give a fuck. I'll play with everybody. I'll do one controller with one hand, one
Ham in
controller
the
with the other
sandwich.
hand.
Never
I'll
heard that.
fucking controlling between my feet. I'll play with all you guys. That game just
Gonna
looks
be
great.
the skier.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
have
the
a pole in each hand,
I'm gonna be the
going down
fucking
that mountain.
yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much, and we'll catch you next week for the next State of Game podcast. And thank you.
Hopefully, we'll have a state of play to talk about.
Hopefully, yes, that would be awesome. So we'll catch you guys next week. Keep it gaming.